Yo, all right, let's do this. All right,
Yeah,
no
man.
small chat, no intro even. We have too many things to talk about. Okay, fine. Intro. Mr. Young here.
And it's foreign in the building. How are you, my brother? How was the
What's up?
weekend?
Weekend was tiring. I'm very tired today. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep. So at any point, if I fall asleep during the podcast, you know why.
I know why. I know which show will make you fall asleep, but let's deep dive later.
Oh, okay. I wasn't even thinking about that. But let me say hello to everybody in chat. Chat is popping up because they want to talk about all this wrestling action as well. John, hello. Jason, Diff Royalty. Good to see y'all. Rishi as well. Irvin, Fias. What's up, people?
Yo, what's up, guys? I know this week has been a crazy weekend, especially if you're a wrestling fan.
Boy.
So much to catch, man. Woo, I'm tired as well.
You know what the crazy thing is, right? I haven't even caught NXT, and I'm being told people are messaging me, telling me, bro, you gotta watch Dijakovic versus Dragunov. And I saw some of the clips. I'm like, bro, this Dragunov, bro, what's up with him?
Bro, I've been seeing those clips as well. A lot of people are telling me this is like a Volta versus Dragunov Part 2. But why they put a sleeper hit on a show that nobody watches? You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing, right? Okay, and I guess we're kind of getting into it, but it's that whole case of every time they do this versus an AEW pay-per-view, right? And then they have a sleeper hit. The word gets out, bro. And the second AEW stumbles, which, some might argue happened this past weekend. The second it stumbles, people are like, you know what? I have the cock. I have the WWE network. Might as well watch that instead of paying $30, $40, $50 for an AEW pay-per-view. No, it's smart. It's smart programming, bro.
Bro, what if some people don't have the cock? They might have other parts that they can work on with it, right?
I'm sure in the US the cock is quite cheap. If what is correct, but
cheaper than Bangkok. What are you talking about, bro? What's going on?
Hey, you get my point though, right? You get my point.
I get your point.
Most wrestling fans probably have the WWE network already, and if you have, might as well. I mean, you are paying for the damn thing.
Yeah.
Just watch that instead of AEW. It's smart programming. They're trying to say, hey, don't bother watching that one. Look at ours. Look at this Dragunov fella. His arm fall off for you.
Okay. I mean, before we deep dive into that, because let's be honest, I didn't watch that full match, so I can't really comment on it.
Nope, same.
What we can comment on is the fact that we not only had 2 shows from like each of the big promotions.
Woo.
I also had the opportunity to go and catch SPW Merciless as well over last Friday. So bro, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, every night I was just finding time to watch wrestling, bro. How, bro? Tell me.
Wrestling is our mistress, basically. We have our other half, but we also have wrestling, our mistress. And then I have gaming. I have a third mistress, bro.
Bro, you don't separate your mistress. Bring them all together. I brought my girlfriend to the show, man. So I'm like letting her meet. This is every day. I behind your back. This is what I'm watching.
Oh right, okay. Let me very quickly mention that if you haven't joined our Discord channel yet, come and join the conversation. There's always a wrestling conversation to be had there. Links is in the description. Also, we have a Patreon page if you want to take your support for the podcast a little bit further. Well, hey, whatever you can afford is good for us. We thank you in advance. Want to shout out to The Shadow, Rishi, Diff Royalty, Irvin, Doc, and Saleh, our Patreon supporters right now. Okay, bro, let's jump into last Friday. SPW Merciless. I know, apologies, I couldn't be there. What did I miss, my man?
Hey, no worries, man. You tag in for Grapple Max outside. Then after that, I tag in for SPW Merciless. It was really, really cool because I felt like for the first time in a while, SPW is putting on their first show, I think since CNY, right? Yep. And of course, the last time I saw some of the SPW wrestlers was actually for Ring of Rebirth. So shout out to Ring of Rebirth, bro, check it out.
Whoa.
So we gotta wrap all the local promotions. Yeah, so
let's go.
When I was coming back, I felt like a bit of a homecoming, man. It was interesting to come to Fuchao and see the crowd. It was a big crowd, and as we spoken to Statement last week, if you didn't catch the podcast, we had a long interview with him. He's in Japan, right? Essentially. So I was curious, can the show stand on its own? Who are the stars for this show? Who is coming to watch SPW for which wrestlers, right? That's the main point I was curious about. And of course, it's always great if I had my partner with me and she is not a wrestling fan at all. So I somehow convinced her and psycho and repackage it as a date night. Hey, come on, let's go out and catch some wrestling. It's like a good date. You know what I mean? So
well done.
Yes, well done, right? Thank you so much. So of course it was on SPW's part to entertain her, bro. If she's not entertained, right, then it's a bad dick nut. So like I was counting on SPW to like come through for me.
I see.
Yeah, and for sure it did. I mean, I can start running down the cards for you really, really quickly. I actually made some notes. I don't know whether you saw over the weekend. Posted some clips from the show. Great crowd. I think it was almost a sold-out crowd. Should be a sold-out crowd. And you can tell, right, bro, each wrestlers, like, they are starting to developing their own following.
Okay, that's good.
So I'm very happy to see that as like an observer myself. So yeah, the first match, it was a triple threat. Masa, from DDT, we've seen him in SPW, we've seen him in Grapple Max.
Yep.
Big T, our fan favorite turned much hated heel, bro. He was getting the boos, bro.
And then, he should.
Yeah, and when he come out, bro, he's like Sian face. Really, I think every Singaporean can relate, lah. He got the shoulder slump, he got the face like trying to avoid your MRT, don't want to look at people. Wow, damn sad, lah.
Because he has the quote unquote horrible boss in the statement who treats him like crap, right? Like we all can relate to that. But then again, he's a heel. He's an unwitting, heel.
Yeah. But the difference is with him and the bloodline is like you feel sorry for Jimmy and Jay when he cannot abuse. But for us, we enjoy it, man. I don't know why. I know we are sick or what, but. And the third member, surprisingly, we know him from his time in Grapple Max, John Day. John Day basically made his SPW debut. So I was very curious how he would perform in this environment, right?
Is he still straight sauce, or did he switch up the gimmick?
Bro, he's straight saucing, bro. He's got the physique on point. Even my girlfriend was commenting like, hey, I'm loving his Titantron because he got like some, I don't know, like Calvin Harris, Pharrell vibes. You know what I mean? Like he dressed like he's like going to the island, tropical vibes, and like love his color scheme. So he definitely stood out, right? And of course, like he looks so much younger than everyone there. Especially when you put him in a ring with Masa and like Big T. So people might underestimate him, right? Yeah, but right off the bat, I think he was being a very, very, I would liken him to a very LA Knight kind of smart heel. He was playing it up, like, trying to get out of the ring, letting the two people fight. He will come in and like do a bit of heelish moves. And he was selling well. So I am very happy to see how he has matured in his performance, because it's my first time seeing him in a long time, right?
Sure. I mean, we've seen glimpses of that in the past couple of times that he did perform for Grapple Max. There was that sort of like, all right, like, is he a heel? I mean, but I'm happy to see that he's sort of come into his own.
Yeah. I mean, as the first wrestler that I've seen with a lollipop since Story Wilson, he's making that gimmick his own, lah. So credit to him. But of course, Masa being the much beloved foreigner gaijin that he is. Apparently, he's part of this tag team. I think we've mentioned it before in previous episodes with Chris Brooks. And they call themselves the Calamari Drunken Kings, bro.
Sure.
Yeah, so like, I love the name. So the crowd was just chanting CDK. And apparently, he's also one half of the SPW Tag Team Champion. So the tag team title is being held by this like foreign heel tag team, right? So,
correct.
Yes, correct. So he got the victory.
Wait, hold on. So it's like 3 heels in one match in the triple threat?
No, I would say CDK is a bit like Naito, he's like a freewheeling, happy-go-lucky baby face. Or you kind of, in a way, because I will explain later what happened later on the show, but at this first part, he was definitely the crowd favorite. If not the full-on babyface, he was definitely the crowd favorite in this match.
Sure.
Yeah, correct. So so Masa with a great victory, starting the night off hot. Second match of the card, bro. Okay, this was interesting. Remember we've had our eyes caught by this homeless Riz, Mr. Young. Remember him?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. But then of course he sold out. I don't know whether he joined the gang. He joined
something Wolf Cartel or something.
Yes, correct. The Wolf Ram Cartel.
Wolf Ram,
right? Yeah, so like this, so the last time I remember him, he was like down on his luck, poor fella, right? Yeah. So I thought when the Wolfram Cartel kind of took him in, he became like a heel. But then when they came in, they were positioned as a babyface.
Okay.
So there must be a gap there that I missed, like a show that I missed that make them like, because they came in, they were like, they were being very Imperium-like because the Saint RH, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, CRH. He was cutting this promo like Imperium, right? Like this mat is sacred. The combat is sacred. We have much respect for opponents for fighting the combat. I don't know, like he mentioned the word combat a lot. I thought he was taking by Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Okay, the last time I saw them, they were heel. They were pretty much heel, so I'm a bit confused here.
Yes,
maybe
correct.
Maybe they are trying to find themselves. So.
Yeah, so but they were wrestling in full-on vest and office attire. So like shout out to them for that. In that place where it's so hot, I mean, with the humidity, Singapore, go for it, bro. You do you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were taking on, of course, Trickster, our beloved Trickster, who was the victim of kidnapping recently.
Yes, Trickster is in the chat, by the way. What's up, Trickster? It's good to see you.
What's up, my brother? Hey, bro, I hope you're feeling okay. That guy took a hell of a beating, and I will explain in a second, right?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so Carl was together with Bryson, our Bryson Blade.
Yep.
Like as I call him, the Winter Soldier of SPW. Looks exactly like that fella.
The mask and everything. The last time we saw them, they sort of had this like, uneasy tag team. Bryson's always blaming Trickster.
Yes. So they have been planting seeds for this dissension recently, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so and then they came into the ring and they were accompanied by our favorite CV face, bro.
CK Vin.
Yes, CK Vin.
Go.
So CK Vin has ditched the jock straps, like the amateur wrestling Kurt Angle vibe. He just went out with full jeans, half shirtless, like a freaking like gangster, bro.
He wasn't wrestling lah. He was just corner man or what? What's the deal?
Oh no. So he came in and it looked like it was gonna be like a handicap 3-on-2, right?
Okay.
And I was like, oh okay, so they are like kind of outflanking these two poor fellas who are apparently fans of combat. And all of a sudden, bro, the crowd went wild. And I was thinking, like, what happened? Then suddenly, out of nowhere, I saw a cheeseburger come out, bro. You know what I'm talking about or not? You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
It's that masked man who dresses up in this super full yellow. Like, he didn't look like a cheeseburger, bro. So, yeah. So, this luchador or masked man wrestler that I'm not too familiar with. But he is apparently gonna be like a sleeper hit fan favorite among the SPW fans because they were cheering like crazy for him. Yeah. So it became a 6-man, right? And this 6-man, the running joke throughout the entire match was that Cheeseburger kept trying to go for flying crossbody but keep missing.
Right.
Yeah. So he was trying to, when people was on the ground, go for the crossbody, he dropped, miss. He tried to jump out and like the guy was sitting at the side, confirm cannot miss. Somehow he will miss. So yeah, so they were trying to play up that part really, really well throughout the show. They definitely impressed and they got the victory and Carl Black lost. Our guy Bryson was very, very upset.
Right.
Upset, bro, to the point that Oh my god. And you know what? Who I blame? I blame CK Vin, bro. CK Vin, very bad influence, bro.
He's a shit disturber. Every time he's been there, a tag team breaks up, somebody turn on somebody. So yeah, you're right. He's like the devil, whispering things into people's ears.
Bro, he's Lord Palpatine, bro, at this point. I cannot imagine.
What the heck?
So he somehow convinced Anakin, aka Bryson Blade, to turn on basically his best friend, his tag team partner. So gone are the tricksters. And well, bro, the chair shots that he did.
Wait,
you can literally, yeah.
So Bryson was the one who turned on Kyle Black and he just hantam the fella with the chair lah.
Yeah. And basically, CK Vin did a Roman Reigns, pass the chair to him. And like, are you going to do it? Are you not going to do it? And he took it, he whacked the fella. Good, bro. I tell you, the front row all cringe, man. It was that hard.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, they'd been teasing this breakup for a long time. I didn't know CK Vin was involved, but apparently, I guess maybe CK and Bryson Blade are going to be a thing now, and Kyle has to find a new tag team partner?
Well, maybe. Or maybe he might find some solitude in the Wolfram cartel who loves their combat. So
okay. That's a random connection, but okay, maybe.
Yeah, so very interesting. If you are a SPW fan and you're following this storyline, like let me know, like, do you guys enjoy? And who here likes Cheeseburger? Because I'm very curious. He was really a fan favorite, bro. Really a fan favorite.
Because okay, like he's one of those like fun comedy characters that shows up once in a while, gets his ass kicked, you know.
Yeah.
He would be akin to like a hurricane. It's hard to hate him.
Yeah, oh yeah, the great comparison, bro. Yeah, very hurricane-like. Definitely,
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, yeah, so next match. So this was actually the one that got the casuals like super hyped
Okay.
because it was the NBCB championship between the two behemoths.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Talking
our
about
guy-
cheeseburgers, huh?
Yes, talking about you. I think that was a great segue. Whoever booked this, good job on that. Dharma.
Yes.
Destroyer Dharma, the current NBCB champion, in a Causeway Derby, defending the title against Azwan, aka Roman Reigns, Serigala.
Oh, I love Serigara. He has just like the best look, right? Like we talked about him before. I think the first time we saw him, we were like, "Wow, who is this fella?" He looks like the kind of guy you don't want to run into a dark alley, you know?
Well, cannot, bro. My girlfriend was fangirling over him. It's
Oh
like,
my-
oh my god, because you know he's a good-looking
Roman-
Malay guy.
Yeah,
you
Roman
know?
Reigns vibe, huh?
Yeah, manly guy. You know, and I believe, like based on his friendship with Shaukat, right? They came up together. Maybe he did a bit of MMA. I'm not sure whether he was from the Malaysian film industry as a stuntman. But he definitely looked like he can be in KL Gangster beating up Aaron Aziz lah. So maybe.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But he was super impressive, and of course, no one needs to say anything further about our Mr. Bodybuilding Champion himself, Dharma. And the two of them matched up, and very interestingly, I enjoyed this better than Wardlow versus freaking Powerhouse Hobbs lah, bro. To be honest, really.
That's saying a lot, bro.
No, because right, and I gotta credit Dharma because I feel like he is great at taking in like great feedback,
Right.
and he is really listening to like all the comments in the past where we talk about him. He was always big and intimidating, but his strikes never looked vicious, or he didn't come across as like he's so like come across still like a big teddy bear, which we know he is. But in the ring, you gotta be like a killer, right?
Yeah.
And no one brings up more of a killer in him than this Serigala, bro. When Serigala goes for the chop, right, you don't cover, man. You gotta take it and you gotta dish it out. So like, the two of them were really slowed the pace down. They played to their strength. They didn't try to do moonsaults or anything. They really just beat the shit out of each other, and I appreciate it.
Div Royalty says Serigala wrestling in jeans equals heart shape emoji.
Oh my god. So Div Royalty, you and my girlfriend can become friends already lah. So all
That's
of you guys
why.
were just simping over him.
Oh,
Yeah, so it was a very impressive match, and very funnily enough, Serigala had the crowd cheering for him and Malaysia, bro.
Really? Wow. So okay, he
Yeah.
was impressive enough of a presence that he got fans, for him lah, cheering for him.
You know what's the best part? And I was
What's that?
sitting. I can't remember who was there, but I saw some familiar faces sitting in front of me.
Uh-huh.
We see them at wrestling shows, and bro, it was like a Malaysia Singapore match because the guy keeps shouting every time Serigala got the like offense right going. It's like Malaysia 7-0 Singapore.
Oh, shit.
So like you can never run away from the football rivalry lah. So it was very interesting. It was very fun. It was a very raucous crowd, and I think the Singapore versus Malaysia rivalry kind of really came out in this match.
Right.
But after a great back and forth, Dharma wins with the world's strongest slam, retaining
Nice.
his NBCB title. Yes. So, yeah.
Irvin says Serigala versus Foreign Feud in Singapore in SPW. Make it happen.
Oh, bro, no.
Chat, what's going on?
Interestingly enough, so we were almost at the halfway point of the show. It was championship match after championship match. So after the NBCB championship, we had the Singapore championship, bro.
Right.
And remember, we talked about like split audiences. This time around, it was another split audiences because it was Black Arrow versus BGJ,
Yes.
right? Yeah, and of course, we know about BGJ, how much we love him. Black Arrow, of course, having the very inspirational comeback that he has,
Yep.
being the Singapore Championship title holder. And again, super competitive match. Both people were baby faces, so you could tell certain sections of the crowd was cheering like, let's go Arrow, BGJ.
GJ. Right.
Yeah, great back and forth. I think the crowd was really into this as well. Both show a lot of heart, and you could almost tell no one wanted anyone to lose.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. I don't know who I can compare this to. Maybe it's like John Cena versus Batista when it was when both of them were big baby faces, right?
Right.
Yeah. And I think the funny thing is because for BJJ, he is the power guy, but Black Arrow is equally as strong. So Black
Okay.
Arrow was doing like a couple of power moves on BJJ, which comes across as impressive, right? Because
Right.
Jack is a big guy. And the thing that Black Arrow has going for him, he's a bit of a daredevil. He loves to fly around. He did a couple of frog splashes that missed. But he ended the match, bro, with a pedigree, my man.
Whoa, all right.
Yeah. So I'm kind of liking Black Arrow, even though I didn't have much of a connection with him at the beginning, but now knowing his story and seeing the fire, right? If I would say Grapple Max equivalent would be someone like DJ Cal, right?
Okay, sure.
You know, DJ Cal, you can tell he's got passion when he's in the ring, and I feel that with Black Arrow as well, and it helps that. Bro, he bring his like Indian friends and like they got this big Tamale audience at this corner. Every time he's in the ring, they are like cheering, they're dancing with him. And my girl is a huge fan of Bollywood and Tamil films and music, so she really liked him a lot. So yeah, it was a good night for her, and she's happy. I'm happy, bro. So yeah.
John says BGJ is a heel in Ring of Rebirth, but a face on SPW. Well, then again, Ring of Rebirth technically is not SPW canon. They are separate universes, bro. Multiverse.
Yeah, but I love his nickname, by the way, the Beast of Benevolence.
The Beast of Benevolence, right?
It makes sense for him to be a heel in Ring of Rebirth, given his history with Dragon, don't you think so?
Right. Absolutely.
Right. Yeah, given his issues, so like it would be interesting to see how they kind of like make logic out of it. But in this scenario, he was definitely a believable babyface as well.
Sure. It didn't hurt the match, like is what you're saying, that both were babyfaces. So Black Arrow retained, yes?
Yes, correct. And so after this, it was like a short break, and the first half of the event, right, really made me realize that I feel like they've reached a level where they can stand out on their own. Because there wasn't much of a foreign or like international stars involved, right?
Right.
No pun intended. But yeah, each match had their own heat, basically.
Right. Not just no big like guest stars, but also their figurehead wasn't there. Like, is this the first SPW event without the statement?
I believe so, bro.
I believe he mentioned so as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So but the crowd was invested. I think I even saw Doc there, bro. One of our ladies. She was doing photography there as well during the event. So shout out to her. And okay, so second half we came back in. We straight away dive right into the Horrors versus Miles Krabu and our favorite Wonder Boy.
Yes.
Yeah, love him. And of course, I think the Horrors is like in the midst of a bit of like a homecoming, like a comeback.
Right.
Everyone's like having this love fest with the Horrors, because I think they went away for a while. Butchman was building himself. Gore was out with injury, but I think when they came back, it's almost like the crowd wanted them to come back. So like now, like everyone's just enjoying and happy.
Yeah, they've always been that beloved tag team, and then now, like you said, you had to go away for a bit to make people miss you, and now they're back together. So, I mean, that's great. I wonder what it means for Butcherman. Like, we saw glimpses of him sort of like, brushing the main event, but then now he's back in the tag team. So, will we see another run for Butcherman? I hope so.
Yeah, for sure. I just believe that right now he's kind of like a Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens kind of vibe right now. That's what I get with the team, right? Yeah. And of course, post-COVID, I think Butcherman just wants to enjoy like throwing saliva everywhere. And, like, so let him be, let him enjoy licking people. Because I tell you, bro, this Miles Krabu got licked like nobody's business, bro. Poor fella. And of course, Wonder Boy, we like him because he got very kawaii face, but he's such a opportunistic heel.
Sure.
Yeah, and this one a bit different from the previous matches. This one, the crowd was firmly Team Singapore. Okay. They were like literally booing the crap out of Miles. And then, the funny thing was Miles have this long, luscious hair. He got that Mustafa Ali hair going.
Sure.
And everyone was like, cut your hair. Cut your hair.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Oh, yeah. So it's funny. I do not know where that came from, but I think the crowd really added to this match. It was a fun match. It was a party-style match, but it was a fun match.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. So we are nearing the main event already, bro. Second last match. And I would say this is probably one of the selling points of this card. Especially if you are a Japanese fan, or fan of Japanese women's wrestling, I must say.
Oh, right.
Yeah, or like just a simpler. But basically, Saki Akai.
Who looks like the Japanese version of Stacy Keibler with them legs, huh?
Oh yeah, oh my god, bro. The first thing I saw when she came out of the entrance, right, her legs picked out first, bro, and it stayed there for a very long time. And I was like,
Ah,
okay, she knows her assets, and I think I know where this match is going.
it's like
Uh,
that the Stacy Keibler song, legs.
oh no, yeah. She literally is the Japanese Stacey Keebler. Right, this first
Okay.
time I'm seeing her, and that's like the first thing that came to my mind.
Mm.
And of course, she was challenging for the Queen of Asia title, who is currently being held, the double champ,
Yes.
Alexis Lee.
Sure.
And remember when I told you previous matches it was split, and then the Horus match it was like Team Singapore.
Yeah.
Bro, this match was Team Japan, bro.
Gee, I wonder why. So, okay, did Alexis play up the heelish side of her character again?
Yeah, oh my god, I do not know whether maybe she hasn't. By the end of the match,
Yep.
she did fully turn, in my
Okay.
opinion. But this felt like when when John Moxley was having that feud with Hangman Page, and then like John was playing up the heel, but he still
Yeah.
was like a babyface.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that because Alexis was super brash and like got chip on her shoulder kind of vibe. She was like nose to nose with Saki Akai, like trying to like piss her off, kicking her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I even my girlfriend was telling me like, oh, I don't like this girl, this Singapore girl. So I'm like, okay. So she got a very unlikable vibe that she's trying to give off. So, but maybe she's just trying to serve the match, right? Because everyone loves this Saki Akai, right, girl. But as the match was super grueling, super physical, because I saw the Saki's back was super red halfway through the match.
Right.
Yeah, so it was like all the kicks and strikes that Alexis delivered, all the freaking rakes in the back, and yeah, she was very vicious towards Saki Akai. But credit to Saki, she must have done some Muay Thai, bro, because she was delivering all these leg kicks like nobody's business, bro.
Well, I mean, with those long legs, you would assume that she's been, putting them to good use, lah, as it were.
Yeah, if Stacey Kibler did MMA or Muay Thai, this is probably what you get, lah. Yeah,
Right.
because she really made good use of her legs. And if you saw my IG story, I managed to capture the exact moment, bro, when Alexis rolled up Saki Akai and got the victory, but it was tainted, bro.
Okay, because
Yeah.
in the ropes, is it?
Correct. She put her legs on the ropes to get the victory. It was sudden. Nobody expected it. It felt like... Remember that WrestleMania 35 match where Becky Lynch got the victory all of a sudden, even though it was Ronda doing the armbar?
Yep.
Yeah, it was, to be honest, a very deflating victory. And referee Ryan got booed the shit out of like crazy, man. Everyone was booing the shit out of him because he completely missed it, and everyone in the freaking arena saw it except him.
Poor thing.
Yeah, so we were like encore referee Kayu, all the shit was thrown at her, and Alexis was basking in it. So I feel that Alexis is on the verge or has turned heel.
Yeah.
Because I'm not too sure what's going on with like because she's always had this underdog vibe. We cheer her, but it's almost kind of turned rotten a bit. Like it's like now we all want someone to beat her. So
Yeah.
very interesting like the reaction, because you're in the crowd, you can hear how people are reacting, right? And it's also what she is doing to get that reaction. So it's clear that she is also being an asshole in the ring, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, very interesting. And yeah, Stacey Keibler, enough said. Main event time, bro. Main event time. So
All right, get to it.
let's go. So it's of course Aiden Rex. Aiden Rex, much beloved by the SPW crowd. Still haven't heard him talk. So maybe he's more of a ring guy. Lets his actions do the talking, right? Defending against this guy that I've never seen before, but apparently he's from DDT. Yukio Sakaguchi, right?
Okay. Well, I've heard Aiden Rex. I mean, he's been, I guess, trying to get more mic time by doing. I think the previous event he was on the mic, and then on Instagram I saw him cut a promo for SPW's Instagram account as well. So yeah, I think we definitely need to hear a little bit more from him because, like we've talked about before, right? Just being a solid worker is not enough. at some point you got to let people know who you are, what you're about, what your personality is, that sort of thing, if you want to take it to the next level. And I think that he's slowly sort of discovering himself. It's a totally like separate process and a different process. So you got to give it some time.
For sure. If I can give any advice to Aiden, if for some reason he's listening to this podcast, right? Like, to me, right, he can follow in the footpath of somebody like Bret Hart. Somebody like Chris Benoit, where they are not.
I don't know about Chris Benoit, but yeah,
bro, just stay with you on the wrestling part.
Bret Hart is a great comparison.
Don't go full Chris Benoit. Just go like Chris Benoit cutting a promo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember when Chris Benoit first debuted in the Radicals and was like up against the likes of The Rock and Stone Cold? He had no personality, bro.
Nope.
Right?
Nope.
But I think his intensity and his ruthlessness, him playing the straight guy to somebody like Kurt Angle, that brought out some sort of like, you kind of get his vibe. He's like the gruff guy, but you still respect him. And Bret Hart, I think, is another great example because Bret Hart clearly can't talk for shit, right? But somehow he comes across as super relatable. Don't you think so?
I mean, okay lah. In terms of like, if you want to talk about ranking them, I would rank Bret Hart as higher on the promo skills in terms of like versus Chris Benoit. You know what I mean? Obviously, he's no Kurt Angle, he's no Eddie Guerrero, but I think he was okay with the promos. He definitely wasn't on Shawn Michaels level, but
Yeah, but I love Chris Benoit because Chris Benoit will say like stupid things like Chris Benoit is for real, or like you know what I mean, like stupid shit like that. But like because he delivers it with such a like shake my head, shake. Yeah. Like you get him. He's a crazy guy, but you get his character.
Yeah,
and I feel
it's the intensity. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think Aiden Rex, maybe he wants to play a silent guy, like maybe he's a man of few words. But the few words can come across as super powerful and impactful if he knows how to do it.
But okay, I mean, let me play devil's advocate, right? Like, to me right now, he comes across as typical Chinese boy. Very quiet. Very, the intensity doesn't really come out. Like, I don't know what it would mean. Like maybe something needs to happen, in the ring, sort of promo-wise, where he sort of finds that switch. And not everybody can find that switch,
I would dare say he doesn't have to find any switch. He can just be the silent guy, but it's menacing. Like, have you watched like Baby Driver, for example?
No, I have not.
Okay, have you watched Drive with Ryan Gosling, that super indie movie?
No, what's up with all these driver shows, bro?
Bro, basically they are silent and they don't talk, they don't utter a single word, but they are the most scariest and menacing people in that whole movie, bro.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe I should give.
Do you think he could pull that off?
I feel he can pull it off. I feel like he's the kind of guy that doesn't have to talk a lot. Like Hook, right? Hook doesn't talk a lot, but I feel like he got his presence there.
Yeah, but I mean, he looks like he's a handsome boy, and he's ripped and he got the big hair. I mean, he definitely has a look.
Are you saying Aiden Reis is not handsome boy or ripped boy, my friend?
Different vibe. You know what I mean? Aiden comes across as a good, soft-spoken Chinese boy, which is the problem.
Are you telling me he needs some tattoos or something?
No, not that. But you know what I mean. Like, there needs to be some sort of coming out of his shell at some point. But anyway, yes, let's get to the match itself.
Oh, I tell you, bro, he doesn't need to come out of his shell, bro, because Yukio beat the shell out of him, bro. Holy shit. Okay, so this match, legitimately, right, is like cringe, bro. Cringe thing there.
You mean cringe as in it looked painful? I'm sure it was painful.
Yeah, like it's like everyone there was squeamish as heck at the start of the match because like again, maybe I will compile like a reel or TikTok out of it. Like he was delivering like Malachi Black level like kicks to the chest. Like there was this one part where Aiden was on the ground, and Yukio was on the ring apron, and he did the running football kick right in the face. Bro, and I don't even see him slapping his thighs, bro. He literally kicked him in the face. Holy shit.
I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but yeah.
It's disgustingly entertaining, bro.
Ooh.
Yeah, and talk about strong style, bro. Like, like sometimes, we make fun of the fact, like, sometimes they like, I give you, you give me, you hit me, I hit you, right? This one don't need, bro. So, like, for example, Aiden tried to give him the forearm and do all that. He
Yeah.
just smiled. He just smiled like a
Oh my
sadistic,
God.
crazy guy. And then
Right.
this fucker, right, just one time whack in the face and then Aiden crumble, bro.
Oh shit.
There's no need to sell, bro. He literally got knocked that shit.
Okay lah. So it's the the menacing foreign heel who just can't feel any damage, and Aiden is the underdog lah. So that's the story, the underdog story versus the destroyer.
Yeah, and also he's a bit like that wily veteran because as Statement mentioned in the previous episode, he's like 48, right? And bro, but he looks like, he still can just go.
Sure.
And my girlfriend had the funniest observation about him. He's like the kind of father that will cane you every day one. If you strict Japanese father, you don't do well in school, will cane you type, He got that face, bro. He got that face.
Right.
Yeah. But that aside, right, it was a great technical match, and I think I understand why they use Yukio as the opponent, because he's like
Yu-Gi-Oh is a card game, bro.
bro. That's why I keep thinking Yu-Gi-Oh. They're like
Yu-Gi-Oh.
no. Yukio.
Yukio.
He, you can tell he was definitely he had MMA influences and MMA training, because for the first 2 to 5 minutes they were doing like grappling, they were doing like amateur wrestling,
Right.
and it was a sight to see, bro. It really reminded me of Benoit Angle, right? When they were doing all that jostling at the start of the match.
Yep.
Of course, it was a great wrestling match, and Yukio strikes definitely reminded me of Malachi Black. Even a bit of Ibushi, because I think Kota Ibushi, he's really great with strong strikes. Like,
Right.
he's the kind of guy that don't give a fuck when he punch you, and it shows, right?
Yeah.
And of course, at the final stretch of the match, they did this very awesome like pinning combination, and I believe Aiden was trying to do like a top rope move, and he got that top rope move, went for the pin, and Yukio kick out, and straight away he immediately transitioned to an armbar.
Nice.
And then he transitioned into like a leg lock. So you can tell he was really like a rabbit Wolverine, right? He never gave up. He was like a pit bull trying to get any sort of victory and submission by any means necessary. And the leg lock did it, bro. So he tapped out the veteran with the leg lock, and much respect, man. It was a great match.
Nice. So nice technical, sort of like hard hitting match. It feels like I missed out on a classic, bro.
So it was a classic for sure. And I think the best thing I can say about this match was like this entire event stood out on its own. And SPW was a selling point. Like there wasn't, because the names like Yukio, they are not well-known wrestling names.
Yeah.
So
to us anyway, to the sort of common sort of
casuals,
casuals,
to the casuals, But I feel like people went there with the expectation that they're just gonna enjoy themselves. They're just gonna see whatever is in the ring and they're gonna react accordingly, and they did their job. So I think overall, kudos to SPW. It was a great return to form, and I am excited to see what's next, because I think their next show is in August. And of course, as Statement has said, that there is an opportunity that they might be bringing a WWE star. So
nice, and we'll find out who that is very shortly. Hopefully, we'll get to announce that. But okay, it seems like SPW Merciless really hit the mark. You enjoyed it, so at least they're doing something that AEW can't seem to do anymore. But we will get to that in a bit. I don't want to jump the gun here, but it is part of our triple header. So okay, are you ready to jump into Night of Champions at this point?
Oh yeah, for sure. So we're going in a chronological order.
Yes, we are.
But that's very tough, bro. It's like going from best to worst, but okay, sure.
Wow, okay, we're really setting the tone here, but here we go, guys. Let us know, by the way, if you did watch Night of Champions. I assume most of you did, right? What your number score is upon 10, whether you enjoyed yourself, were you sports entertained. But here we go then, Night of Champions. This happened at 1 a.m. or something like that on Sunday morning?
Yeah. And much respect to our patrons, and our Discord members as well. Yeah, because 1 a.m. they were like blowing up the chat,
bro,
and talking. Yeah,
1 a.m. I was fast asleep, bro. I was like, gone. Cannot lie. I'm old man already. I'm an old man. Even weekends I cannot stay up late.
No, I don't blame you, bro. And that's why I say much respect to our Discord guys, because they were literally they were fueling the news cycle for us, man.
Right.
Thanks so much.
Okay, the problem is with like these pay-per-views or PLEs is, right, like I try not to, but invariably, maybe because of work or whatever, I stumble upon a spoiler on Instagram, that kind of stuff, right? So I did get one or two results spoiled. I don't think it affected my viewing that much. But even though I kind of knew already, so the shock factor was gone, right?
Yeah.
But here we go then. Night of Champions. Div Royalty gave it a 7 upon 10. Interesting, okay. I wonder if expectations were up because the Saudi show has actually set quite a bar already.
Or maybe coming off of Backlash, which was an amazing show on its own, right?
But can I just very quickly mention, right? And I think I said this in the last podcast as well. At this point, this is what WWE needs to do. Forget about it being a huge like money event, but like go overseas more. Like maybe charge a bit less so you don't have the crazy ass fireworks. Obviously Saudi got a lot of money, but maybe charge a bit less, but it makes your product look and feel so good when the fans are just like dying to see you and they are they are popping for the smallest things like shit. We usually like, how is this? You know, they are popping for shit, right?
Yeah.
And it just bodes them well. And even though the Saudi Mania is once a year, so it kind of becomes quite regular already, the fans of Saudi are still very, very much into this shit.
Bro, can you imagine, bro? We take away the entertainment from all these Americans. Like, bad Americans, you all don't do well. So only give them the big shows, like maybe like the big four. And then every other pay-per-view that B-level, C-level, do it overseas because those crowds will elevate those B-level shows.
Exactly. And here's the thing, right? Rishi says, I feel like every PLE WWE puts out now at least 7 upon 10. Yes, because it's a spectacle. They've mastered the art of creating spectacles. I really, like when I look at it now, right? It's like WWE is Marvel and AEW is DC. In that, you know, and the old DC, not the new DC. You know what I mean? Like they got some good ones, but by and large, it's a stinker, because they don't know what the hell they're doing. Whereas Marvel at least got one standard, you know? Maybe pre-Endgame, at least got one standard one. So here we go. And like we were talking about, the crowd really elevated this, right? And who better to kick it off? Well, apparently they kicked off with Seth Rollins and AJ Styles because Seth had to fly back to the US to film Captain America, bro. Our boy's a superstar and a Hollywood star now.
Talk about Marvel connection, bro. Like, it was actually very surprising to me because I didn't watch the pre-show. So when I like groggily like switch on 1 a.m. then suddenly I hear freaking AJ Styles like, wait, what? They're starting the title match. So what do you think about that? Starting this world title, even though it's like the first ever crowning as the starting match.
I think it makes sense because you want to set the tone. You know these two fellas can work, right? And here's the big issue. Like they created this title technically out of thin air. Zero lineage, right?
Yeah.
Who better to showcase a title than these two? You know what I mean? Like, you know these two will put on a great show no matter what. You give them, I think they got 20 minutes. You give them 20 minutes, they will show you what this title is about. Like, of all the people they could have put in there, I think this made a lot of sense.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, I was a bit nervous because AJ Styles' recent track record hasn't been the best. Let's be honest, right? He disappointed in his age rivalry, Randy Orton rivalry, Omos.
Bro, I give you a big butt. I'm not talking about mine. I give you a big butt.
I saw your TikTok, brother. Okay, anyway.
It's the crowd reaction, bro.
Is it?
I'm telling you, the crowd reaction +3. It's like if
it's like cheat code, bro. It's like a cheat code.
Yeah, if an event happens in the Tokyo Dome, +4 stars.
Oh my god.
Yeah. If it's in a great arena, it's +3, bro, because the crowd was there for everything. And you know, like I feel like maybe AJ got spurred on by the crowd. Like, you know, at the end of the day, they are performers, right? And they feed off the crowd. And when you have like the boring crowds that you get in the US sometimes because they are bored of this but you know what I mean. They see this all the time, right?
Yeah, I feel like the reason is because, right, I thought you were gonna say that the big butt was Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins was the difference maker, bro.
Okay, because, well, yes,
like
that
as
too.
Much, I feel like this is my opinion, right? But I don't think AJ Styles is a great general in the ring.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, this might be a hot take, but I feel like every time if it was him leading the matches, it's not so good.
Well, he wasn't leading against Edge. What? Edge was leading, remember?
Yeah, but I just feel like maybe there was that respect there, and I think Edge was trying to give a lot to AJ. But it's very clear in this match in particular, Seth was leading the match for sure.
Okay.
I could tell. So like I just feel like maybe AJ does better with somebody who insists to take the lead.
Right. I mean, that makes a lot of sense if you think about it
Yeah,
as well. Like
it's one
even
of
when
his
you
best
talk about
matches.
certain veterans versus the newbies, right? Like they are just certain wrestlers, like a Becky Lynch versus Lita or Becky Lynch versus Trish, for example. You can tell Becky is the one calling the shots, even though she's technically younger and less tenured.
Yeah. And don't you remember AJ's best matches in WWE was what? John Cena, right? Who is notorious for calling it very loudly in the.
So you're saying Shinsuke versus AJ, Shinsuke caller? I mean, AJ caller.
Yeah lah, for sure. I mean, Shinsuke confirm them just you just do lah, I just follow.
Right.
And
right.
like Samoa Joe, I think Samoa Joe has a lot of respect for AJ. They consider themselves equals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think
Okay.
Edge is just too nice of a guy. So Edge like you try some more lah. Come help me. yeah.
Okay, I think there is something to that. I will concede. Going into this match, I didn't expect much because I think we talked about it before. Like it just kind of seems like they invented a title out of nowhere, and now they are going to try to put some history on it. But at least you started it with two great workers, and Seth deserves it at this point.
Yeah, it sets the tone lah. And I'm
Yep.
curious because I always thought like they might at least reference that this world heavyweight title is like a evolved version of the old world heavyweight title, but apparently they made it clear that this is going to have a new history, new lineage, right?
They cannot go and reference the old one, what? The one that Roman technically has absorbed all those titles already.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You
so,
cannot steal a piece of that lineage when Roman hasn't been beat. That doesn't make any sense. So this is literally a brand new, no lineage title.
Yeah, Seth deserves it. Like he's been the workhorse for the last 1 year, and he's been losing so many times, but he's still super over. So
yeah, and we all know that Triple H loves him some Seth Rollins as well. Like he's his golden boy, so it makes a lot of sense as well. Not that he doesn't deserve it; he obviously deserves it, right? So I think it was a great way to kick off the PLE here.
Speaking of Golden Boy, I know you probably might not have watched a bit of Raw, but I managed to peep a bit, and apparently they tease a championship match between Seth Rollins and Dominic, bro.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram. More like Judgment Day. And Finn versus Seth is a match I think we all would like to see. Damian Priest versus Seth as well. I know Seth and AJ showed respect to each other and that kind of stuff so they can team up versus Judgment Day. So we have that as a program moving forward. And why not? Judgment Day is the hottest it's ever going to be. Well, I mean, thanks to Rhea but
Make Judgment Day like the main antagonist on Raw. I think they can go off on their own stories there for sure.
I think so, and hopefully this elevates a Priest or a Balor. We all know it's not going to be Dom, but it'll be interesting because the crowd just freaking loves to boo Dom. He is the biggest heel they have right now. So let him have some fun there and grow.
Let them cook, as the youngsters would say.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to Trish versus Becky Lynch. Okay. The match itself was it is what it is. You don't expect Trish to be pulling off 5-star classics because she was never that wrestler to begin with. And we've talked about how the next generation already surpassed her long ago. But if anything, it accomplished what it was supposed to accomplish, and that was set up a brawl. Becky got bloodied up again. The poor thing keeps getting her nose busted, but more importantly, it sets up Zoe Stark.
I actually like this a lot.
Okay.
I like that they brought in Zoe Stark because clearly Becky doesn't need the rub from Trish.
Nope.
Trish doesn't need the rub from Becky.
But we would both like to rub. Never mind. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh my god. Okay. Let's focus on Zoe Stark, my friend.
Okay.
But the one that can benefit is a new star just by being around them.
Yeah. That's why I agree. I enjoyed. Okay, I enjoyed the end of the match more than the actual match itself. The actual match itself was okay, whatever. It's Trish.
And you know where this is heading into? It's gonna be Trish and Zoe versus Becky and Lita, right? There's gotta be a match down the road. So
and at some point it's got to be the rub, right? Zoe's got to get a pin over Becky Lynch to solidify her sort of debut. And I mean, didn't Zoe just debut and she beat a bunch of people on Raw, but now, like, whoa, like immediately she's being thrust up there into sort of like main event status.
I don't watch a lot of NXT during the period where Zoe was there, but I know you're a fan, and I know that a lot of people speak very highly of Zoe.
Okay, hang on. I don't know if I would say I'm a fan. I feel like maybe her personality didn't come out in NXT that much. She felt like a generic babyface with with fire, generic babyface. But now, sort of that heel vibe. She's dressed up, leather jacket, all acting badass with Trish. I think it works for her.
Yeah. What I thought I liked about her is like she will be a solid hand in the ring.
Yeah, and then
I'm happy she's put in this position because like they could have put any terrible green person as like the bodyguard, but at least they put somebody that can go in the ring.
So I feel bad for you know who?
What?
Raquel Rodriguez, bro. Like
Why, bro?
Because she could have 1000% played the exact same role with Trish instead of who was she playing it with in NXT? Remember she was like the badass bodyguard. Huh?
She was Dakota Kai.
Yeah, with Dakota Kai. Like
Yeah.
and then now, Zoe Stark gets the rub from Trish. I feel damn bad for Raquel because right now she's just smiling and then every other month got new partner because her partner gets injured. It's like, wow, poor thing. She can't get anything going.
Probably she's stuck in that storyline and she's stuck as a babyface at this point. So it would be super random if she was in this spot. But yeah, she would have been perfect if it wasn't because of the storylines.
Div says Zoe was Io Shirai's former Io Sky, former tag team partner. Yes, they had this whole thing where like Zoe Stark tried to befriend Io, and then Io was like, no, don't talk to me. But then she like kept trying to befriend her, that kind of thing. So obviously that's not gonna play out lah. Now she's aligned with Trish.
Yeah, I just think that the titles need to have more significance, but the way to have more significance in the title scene for the women is to build up as many women as possible, especially all these new stars. We don't want it to flounder. We don't want it to be like Candice LeRae, like just exist, Gotta be something.
Yeah, Candice LeRae, Nikki Cross, they're just there to take pinfalls. Unfortunately, at this point, right? At least it's still better than AEW's women's scene. Anyway, let's move on then. Okay, Gunther versus Mustafa Ali. And, obviously Mustafa gets the huge pop because he's in Saudi Arabia and all that. I mean, before the match, it was like, okay, obvious, right? Why Mustafa is coming here. And then the more you watch it, they made you kind of believe. Like, deep in my heart, it was like, there's no way lah. No way lah. You knew it was a foregone conclusion. But kudos to them. They made you believe in instances where like, wait, cannot be right. It's like Zelina Vega versus Rhea Ripley in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I agree. It was very interesting for me, right? Because I was like, okay, that he's been treated like shit completely, right? This is the worst time to come into Saudi Arabia. But then I watched his vlog where he went and did his pilgrimage. Yeah. And I was like, bro, this guy is like the biggest babyface in the world. What has he been doing as a heel? Yeah. You know what I mean? The problem is his inspirational story came too early in his career.
Right.
Like we are only now starting to find out about this spiritual side of Sami Zayn, this family man side, correct? When he has already established and created something out of himself. But I felt like we know about his inspirational 205 story Mustafa Ali did 6 years ago. And it's kind of been used up already. So unfortunately, that is, unfortunate, right? But now, in this scenario, in this setting, with all the fans from Saudi Arabia supporting him, I just felt like, man, if he had come with the same level as of storylines that Sami did, he would have been one of the biggest baby faces of this night.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? A lot of the wrestling business, entertainment in general, it's about timing. Right person, right time, wrong person, wrong time, I mean, it is what it is, I guess. And like a character, like you talked about his storyline, the underdog story and all that kind of spiritual side, right? Would that have appealed to the American public, which is what WWE is 99% of the time? I would say no.
Yeah, agreed. That's why I say he needed to have a semi trajectory in his career where he had like his Johnny Knoxville moment. He had his bloodline moment. Like he was. Imagine he never got injured in 2019 where he got taken out of the elimination chamber. Right, he was supposed to be part of that chamber match.
Yeah.
If he had that momentum and actually became a star in his own right in America, and then he went into Night of Champions.
Yeah. Well, then we wouldn't have had a Kofi Mania.
To me, I don't care about Kofi Mania. I felt like, if you think about it, it was great for that moment. But what has Kofi really done?
Sure. But I mean, WWE is
Yeah.
all about the moments. You think about Dolph Ziggler's cash-in championship reign, also about a moment.
10 years already.
Yeah, there's so many, just so many, you know what I mean? But okay, the match itself, like we said, kind of a foregone conclusion, but it was a good match. You know, I wonder where Mustafa goes from here. I'm thinking, unfortunately, it's probably back down to sort of having just rando squashes left, right, and center. Because, I don't think they are going to be able to capitalize on this vibe. That's why, like I said, they need to have more world tours. You know, get these guys out there. They can be the ones, you know, because there are connections with, you know, other Muslim countries, I'm sure, if they go and visit, right?
Yeah, no, I think that the cool thing about going overseas is that those like wrestlers that is considered like lower on the totem pole that might not have so-called the clout or the push behind the machine, they can go to these countries and suddenly the people in the office will see that, oh my god, he actually have a fan base, he got a demographic in these areas. Maybe we can push him.
I mean, no, that's exactly it. And I'll give you an example from later on in the show, and it's nothing to do with the fact that she is from that country or Muslim or anything like that. But the fact that she has visited the country several times and she was the first woman, like I was like, wow, girl got a hell of a pop. When by right, you know, she hasn't been doing shit all on WWE TV.
Exactly. I know you're talking about Natalia, right?
Yes. But we'll get to the match happens a bit later on. Let's move on then to Asuka versus Bianca Belair. Okay, this was the one, unfortunately, that was spoiled by me because I, like many people, assumed that Bianca going to win lah. Of course lah. What the hell, right? So I was like, alamak, what the heck? When Asuka pulled out the victory, first of all, the match itself, what did you think about it? I have my own thoughts, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
The biggest takeaway from that match is that somebody is not doing good makeup in the Saudi Arabia side lah, because the weave, weave was coming out, bro.
Yeah. I was like, hey, why so messy? I thought that was part of like the whole idea of, because Asuka kept yanking on her braids, right? So I thought maybe that was the story, like, hey, she keeps, you know, using her braids as to gain leverage and whatnot, and that's why like it's sort of visually messing up her hair.
But then I might realize that it's so weird lah, because I feel like right result, wrong timing for this result. This should have happened in WrestleMania.
Yeah. I thought the match was flat, actually. I think and here's the thing, like maybe they fought each other too much. I don't know. Is there such a thing? Because I felt like, you know, like I don't feel anything from this match. Maybe it's just poor build, right?
Yeah, this is like only their second match though. Like, I don't know about their previous rivalries lah.
Yeah, I mean NXT, right?
Yeah, but the problem is Asuka came into WrestleMania super hot because she like just had a rebrand. She was super dope, and then like, Bianca had that 1 year title reign since WrestleMania last year. I thought it makes sense to drop on such a huge stage. Here felt like anticlimactic to drop.
Okay, was it a case of we need to switch one title, so this is the one lah? And I mean, we kind of want to already. And here's the thing, I don't know if you realize, recently Bianca has been getting more boos. It happened at Backlash, and then here also she was getting like smattering of boos. Is it time they realize that, okay, Bianca needs a character change already? You know, either you take away the title from her, make her a chasing baby face, which we've said works better for her, or turn her heel. Let's go for the NXT Bianca Belair.
The killer Bianca Belair, the one that like, you know, I got a problem with it.
Yeah, the EST, I'm better than you, I'm the best, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, the you don't even go there. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Asuka, okay, so they told the story about the mist, right? The mist has been the main story. Oh, and she missed the mist. Oh, And so she did the thing where she spit on her hand and then used the hand to like rub in the eye. Okay, I thought that was a unique way. I don't know if it's ever been done before, but I thought it was
unique.
interesting.
I'm starting to accept Asuka. Like Asuka is the kind of person is like Asuka just being Asuka. You know, just let her be that crazy, laughing, wilding. He doesn't need to do promos. He just needs to be this very unpredictable clown of chaos.
Yeah.
Which she is right now. And I think putting the title on her is always the right move. But I just wish it was done earlier because we would not have suffered such a deflating crowd response to this victory, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I hope they explore more about the mist and the different colors of mist. Just saying. That's just a me thing. I want her to like one day spit blue mist, one day spit green, one day spit purple, one day spit red.
And then like what? Every time kena blue, then suddenly everyone like kena frozen, is it? Like
it got different lah. So like blue is minty ma, so like and then green is poison, so you vomit. No, I don't know. I'm just talking shit.
You're talking about Reptile from Mortal Kombat, different already, bro.
Yeah.
Green.
No, and then the black mist turn you heel.
Oh dear God. Is there a babyface mist turn you good? I think that would be interesting.
No, babyface mist is Triple H spit water.
No other liquids, huh?
Oh no other white drink. Anyway, let's move on. So what? So if someone spat like a yellow or golden mist, would that be like a golden shower? Anyway, chrysanthemum tea, bro. You speak chrysanthemum tea.
I'm trying my best to stay professional. I cannot.
Let's move on.
Dear God. Okay.
All the Mortal Kombat references, by the way. Blue is Sub-Zero, green is Reptile, orange is fire, green tea, mist flavor. What? Black mist is Noob Saibot. Walao, you guys. All the Mortal Kombat players are very good.
Now I'm craving for green tea also. Thanks for that.
Oh, shoot. Okay. The matcha mist. Let's go. We just named it the matcha mist. Rhea Ripley versus Natalya. Okay. Natalia got a huge pop, like we were alluding to earlier, because she was the first woman to wrestle with Lacey Evans. But, Lacey Evans never shows up anymore, unfortunately, on PLEs or on TV. I don't know what she's doing. But Natalia has been doing press in Saudi Arabia as well. And this is what I mean by, for those who are slightly maybe lower on the card, they can do the press tours, right? And this is the WWE model. And with the whole merger with UFC and was it Endeavor Company?
Endeavor, yeah.
Endeavor Company. I really want to see them do more of these like overseas things where they leverage on the UFC's connections, get these arenas and you can not say, like Div Royalty point out, even if somebody gets a push in their country because, like, let's say they go to India, all of a sudden Jinder Mahal is the champion, right? Like, even when they come back to the US, it's not a sustained push. At least they get their moment in the sun, and those countries get their huge babyface to cheer.
One big difference I like about, Triple H compared to Vince. Remember we hear the stories that Vince liked to, like, it's like an inside joke. He always makes the babyface heroes lose or kena embarrassed in their hometown. And I think Triple H is the opposite of that, right? He makes sure that they really get their credit, what they deserve. And give these moments to these wrestlers because for the rest of their careers, they're just going to be like low card. They won't be the main people. But at least when they look back, they're like, oh, remember that time in Saudi Arabia where I got cheered or I almost won the title from Gunther or like Zelina Vega. Remember I had that moment in my hometown with my people. That is what makes, if it's like your football team, right? Every day I know I'm going to fight relegation. But I will remember that season because that one season, for some reason, my team trashed Man City. You know what I mean? It's memorable for them.
Exactly.
But it's like, in this grand scheme of things, doesn't matter. But at least they have that on their arsenal.
And anytime if they suddenly pick up fire and you want to push them, you have that moment to go back and put into those video packages like, the whole arena popping for Zelina Vega, So all of a sudden, Zelina Vega wrestling for the title at WrestleMania doesn't seem so far-fetched, right?
Yep. So smart move.
Yeah, that being said, Natalya got dropped out here. Squash, like, boom, that's it. No time, bro. 1 minute, done.
Bro, we angkat Natalia for like 5 minutes and then we just like, oh yeah, but then she got squashed.
What we said just now took longer than Natalia's match. Her entrance took longer than her match.
Oh yeah, but of course it was the right move.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tori Wilson though. I think Tori Wilson know what was happening because right after that night, she posted like a super emotional tribute on Instagram to Natalia. Yeah, very interesting. She said something like, she's those people who gets it but never lets it get her down.
Right. I mean, yes, absolute respect. But okay, I find it very weird though. Like somebody shared it on our Discord, right? About how like, oh, you know, what has Rhea done for the industry? Which I feel like, okay, you know what? No, I totally get it. Natalia has been the locker room leader. She's sort of been, you know, week in, week out. Rhea, I mean, you cannot discount, just because Rhea hasn't been there that long, right? You cannot discount her talent and her obvious affinity towards the business. And what has she done? She's made women's wrestling or wrestling legitimate. You know, when you watch her versus Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, you're like, holy shit, this is wrestling, period. Not women's, not men, this is wrestling. It makes it legitimate. Versus you go and watch AEW, any of those matches, it's like, oh women's matches like this. You know what I mean? Like, when I see a Rhea versus Charlotte, all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, this is cool, man, this is wrestling. But I watch Bunny versus, I don't know who they have, like, it's like, wow, what the hell are they doing, yeah? You know, and this is women's wrestling. Take me back to bra and panties. I honestly, I hear people like that talk.
Yeah, Rhea, what is so interesting about her, what makes her special is she is like that one hybrid that I feel like is so unique, like a unicorn right now in this business, where she is a legitimate threat as someone fighting a guy. You know what I mean? Like, remember a few years ago, Ronda was like bragging like, oh, I'm gonna take on Floyd Mayweather, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But like, you know, like, I know she's like a badass killer and all that, but yeah, come on, like really. But you look at Rhea has the build. Yeah. She can sell like a guy and she can fight, and when you saw her punching up Charlotte, you know, like, these people are legitimately like strong. Well, really, real Amazon. So
just visually, you take a Charlotte, you take a Rhea, especially Rhea. Okay, let me put it this way: Rhea versus Dominic. If they ever had a match, you would buy it 100%, and you would assume Dominic would get his ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, Rhea could whoop any one of our asses. Like, you buy that. Versus, I mean, I don't want to pick on somebody, but Riho.
Hey, come on.
Like you, I know I'm beating a dead horse, but you trying to sell to me Riho kicking the crap out of Jamie Hayter, please lah. I can suspend my disbelief, but not that much. No, here's the thing. I'm not saying there's no place for a Riho. Riho versus Alexis Lee makes sense. Same build, same size. It's a battle of skill. But you will mean to tell me Riho versus Jamie Nyla Rose, like, is honestly a competitive match. Stop it. You know?
Okay, like, maybe I can use another example. Maybe like Alexa Bliss, right?
Sure.
Alexa Bliss, like, she's great and all that, but like, legitimately, if she versus Ronda Rousey, do you really think like she can win?
No, exactly.
But I feel like the way to overcome that, then that's where her character work comes in.
So you got to cheat. If you are heel, you cheat. If you are face, you fight from underneath. Got fighting spirit and all that kind of stuff. Never say die. Yeah, I mean, these are all tropes. When done well, at the end of the day, we said it 1,000 times, wrestling is the performance of a fight. If it looks too fake, people are not going to buy it. They'll say it's fake.
Yeah. But when you look at Rhea Ripley, she doesn't even have to sell it. No. She just stands there and you're like, okay, she can beat our ass.
And we probably enjoy it. Let's move on.
Okay.
Main event, Cole.
Wife, are you here?
Cole main event, Brock Lesnar versus Cody Rhodes. Okay, this was an interesting one. We went into this going, okay, how are they going to play this off? In the weeks leading up to it, Brock Lesnar murdered his arm, smashed it. Like, that looked legit, bro. Like, holy shit,
Yeah.
Cody just leave his... Okay lah, for the 1 second Cody left his arm just hanging there, I'm like, yeah, I know what's happening already lah, you know? But that aside, when he slammed the keg, like, do they have a fake keg? Or is that the actual... Because it looks heavy, it felt heavy, it sounded heavy.
Yeah. So it reminded me, I don't know whether you remember, bro, 20 years ago, didn't this exact same thing happen where Brock Lesnar attacked Undertaker's hand against a cage with like a fire extinguisher?
Yeah.
And then going into Unforgiven, the Hell in a Cell, Undertaker had a cast.
Yes.
I think they were replaying this scenario. And I feel like there's a way to do it right and still make it safe for the person taking it. If you think about it, right, if say for example you leave your hand on like the cage, of a like a basketball court, a cage like that, right, and then you have that super heavy ass cake, right. The thing about the cake is you can angle it in such a way that the top part slam on top of your hand, but then the below part is still covered, like it's still away from your hand, so it looks from a certain angle that your hand is being crushed. But
okay. See, touching it. That's the thing. That whole take was not, it was a continuous take, so they had really no room. So this is kudos to both of them, right? And the cameraman as well. They had to capture the correct angle because I don't know how many takes they took, but it was a long take. It's not like they cut. And then, now we do the smash shot. You know what I mean? So to your point, like, you probably have to angle the cake so that the edge hits the door, but there's still space in between, so you do like, of course a bit of it touches, but you don't actually break the guy's hand.
But then again, it's the power of your selling, right? How great you sell, like probably it might just felt like a feather touch, but then he's selling it like, oh my god, he died.
Well, that's the art of professional wrestling.
Yes,
God damn it, John Moxley, why don't you learn how to do this professional wrestling thing? Don't just stand there and no-sell everything, for God's sake, okay? Explosion on your face also. Anyway, we're not going to get into that yet. We have to get to that shit. So he breaks his arm. They do the whole thing where, I'm still going to fight even though with a broken arm. Okay. Here's the thing with Cody, right? This is the second time he's sort of milked an injury. I know the first one was a legit angle, but this is the second time he's gone into a match with an injury. I hope beyond this they don't do it again, because I think it would be too much already. It's like, why this fella, like the same story every time, I'm injured but I'm going to still, like first it was the red tete, then after that it's the broken arm, like what else is next?
You feel like they might go into this well one time too often lah.
Yeah, I hope they don't. I hope that they do this, whatever, they finish the program and then he moves on and tries a different storyline, because cannot, you know what I mean, a third time is too many already.
It's very interesting because I actually wasn't really looking forward to this match.
Okay.
Because for me, they are really giving an out when they have the broken arm.
Yeah.
You know for a fact that it will come into play into the match. It might be the justification for Cody to take the loss.
Bro, the titanium, then they kept trying to sell like he got chance because got titanium inside the cast, right? I'm like, then isn't that a foreign object?
I mean, me as a foreign myself, like, I don't buy it as well. Like, first, realistically, who does a titanium cast? Like, who got money to, like, where got time to put a titanium cast? And then secondly, right, if you take it as a foreign object, then wouldn't the referee would be like, no, you don't use that, right? It doesn't make sense.
That was the whole thing. Remember, Lex Luger used to have a titanium plate in his forearm, so he had like a killer forearm, so he couldn't use his forearm to whack people. Yeah,
like even if that is the case, there should be some acknowledgement in the rules, perhaps, right? So they played that a bit too much, and I felt like, I know Brock is a great seller, but him selling the forearm, like he could taken like a steel chair shot, like a bit too much lah. And the funniest thing I saw online was like, how can someone pass out from a Kimura lock? Like, Kimura, do you lose your consciousness?
No, Kimura lock is, if you don't tap, it snaps. It's not a choke. It's not. Yeah.
You don't.
Like, for example, like the sharpshooter, right? It makes sense because you're putting pressure on the back, and then the pain is so excruciating that you finally pass out. This one is not so, like, if you get put in a Kimura that long, your whole arm, your whole shoulder pop out already. Yeah,
you pop out and you won't be falling asleep. You'll be like, screaming and like,
And
So,
here's the other
yeah.
stupid thing, right? You know his cast is on his arm, so technically, his arm is broken. His forearm is broken, right?
Yeah.
The Kimura lock is a shoulder lock. If you if you see you just try this. You try to raise this like that. The Kimura dislocates the shoulder, and
Yep.
if you push it a bit too far, it will pop your shoulder out. That's what a Kimura lock is. So as an MMA viewer, just like they are. Okay, fine, you know, this is wrestling, suspend disbelief and all that. But they're like, oh my god, his arm, but he's actually working his shoulder. Okay, fine, just let them have it.
I feel like Mr. Yang, I just saw like an OnlyFans of Mr. Yang doing a shoulder fetish video. Like
What
when you
the-
turn around. When you turn around, you were doing like your hands skating, like hand count down. I was like, what am I watching?
What are you thinking, bro?
Okay, anyway, yeah, the point is, I laugh because, you know, I was like, okay, Kimura can make people pass out these days, sure,
Yeah.
why not? Yeah, but it will make more sense since you had the forearm to do an armbar, right?
Yes.
An armbar does a breaking of an arm, right? So,
yeah.
So
Armbar or simply this. A simple visceral doesn't have to be a technical hold. Just put him down and just put your fucking knee on his forearm. That's it.
yeah.
Trap him and then just freaking drill your knee. And that is pain. That is not a joint manipulation. That is straight up like pressure on the broken forearm.
Can you imagine like as something as simple as putting like a chair?
Yeah.
Him putting the arm
Like-
in between the chair, then he stand on the top row and then just stomp on him like
Yeah.
done. Settle.
I think they are sometimes, and this is like, you know, WWE sometimes is guilty of relying on a finisher because Kimura is technically Brock's finisher, and they are assuming like, oh, okay lah, you know, Kimura lock just is arm, you know, in in WWE finisher law, it's arm or back or leg. There's no specific joint. Nobody cares what they don't know. People don't know, and they assume you don't know, right?
Yeah. Well, anyway, but that stupid finish aside, like I felt like Cody has this ability of remaining perpetually over despite a loss. Because I saw some clips on Raw. Bro, the guy is still like calling Brock Lesnar, you're a coward, you're afraid of me. And I'm like, this fucker just got passed you out and then you still like, okay, can lah, I buy it lah, fine. Like he has this ability to make you forget his losses, and I think like that's a Dusty Rhodes thing, right?
Yeah.
So he won't get hurt, but of course WWE needs to spread out this this match a bit more. But my question is, where should it end? Should it end in Money in the Bank? Should they stretch it out to SummerSlam? When can Cody go back to Roman Reigns? What's your thoughts on that?
I think SummerSlam, he needs to stay away from Roman Reigns for a year. Like, I mean, not a year, but you know what I mean? Like, so okay, have him go for Money in the Bank. I think it makes sense so he doesn't touch Brock at Money in the Bank. And then guess what? Brock screws Cody out of Money in the Bank.
Okay, got it. So Cody still has that one final chance. Okay, now I'm gonna focus on the title at Money in the Bank, but then gets affected by Brock, and then they have that blow off at SummerSlam. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So this also extends the chase because right now he still needs to build that chase momentum, right? Like that's the whole idea. 1 year, the 1 year chase, the long chase to Roman Reigns' title.
Yeah, I like Cody and Brock as like a matchup because you know, Cody is being the slightly smaller guy. I think the way he sells or reacts to Brock's offense is great.
Yeah.
And he makes you feel like he's in peril all the time because you know Brock legitimately can beat the shit out of Cody, right?
I think you can tell that they respect each other tremendously. Like, you know, they're giving each other so much right now. And I actually enjoy watching them work together.
I do. It does remind me of CM Punk and Brock because the problem is Brock and CM Punk only had one marquee match, and I wish it lasted as a feud, like longer than that. But so I guess the best thing, Cody has the same storytelling ability as Punk, and I would dare say Cody is a much more athletic version. So this is actually the best version of this match that I could have imagined.
Jason says Brock ain't flying to London. Excuse me, you pay money can already. He fly to Saudi. He go to the Backlash.
Yeah,
come on, bro. Just fly him over, Ken. Free.
London nearer to US than Saudi, and he went to Saudi. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Just pay the man. He loves the money. Pay the man, bro. Even if
the man, he'll show up.
Just show up to cost Cody the victory. Okay, let's move on to the main event. And all right, like Wow. At first, I was like, huh? The tag team match is going to be the main event. And then, for whatever reason, I forgot the implications of having Sami Zayn in Saudi Arabia. Okay, explain to everybody why he was so, quote unquote, banned from Saudi for such a long time.
Okay.
Yeah.
This has a political reason behind it, which is very interesting if you like follow up with all this current affairs shit, right? So, 10 years ago, Syria apparently got ousted by the Arab League of Nations or some shit like that by Saudi Arabia. So they have been technically like on a cold war kind of shit. So like we've seen a lot of news about Syria having a lot of they were having their own civil war and that kind of stuff. And basically they ceased diplomatic relations. Essentially, right? So for the last 10 years, no Syrians are allowed in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And basically they are continued enemies lah, right? Like
even though
their government.
Even though they follow the same religion and all that.
It's like, for example, like I don't know, like UK, like England was at war with Ireland, but both of them are like Catholics or something. I don't know.
Yes. Okay, yes.
Yeah. So the point is, because of that scenario, and Sami Zayn being of Syrian heritage, if you follow his social media, he has been very vocal about his support for the Syrian refugees.
Yeah.
Right? So you always have that Sami for Hope or like Sami for Syria, blah, blah, blah. So when the whole Saudi Arabia deal came about, right, he on principle, he refused to go to Saudi Arabia and do these crown jewel shows, right?
Yep.
To show, solidarity to his fellow people. And of course, Kevin Owens being his best friend, is like, hey, if you don't go, I don't go. So he's just being a bro lah, right? So apparently, and I didn't know this, earlier this January, they actually managed to repair their diplomatic relations. So I do not know what happened in Syria. Like, I don't know whether the war is over or blah, blah, blah. But I saw that, the Syrian president and the, Saudi Arabian prince, they actually met. So I think they opened the borders back, and which is a huge deal because basically this last 10 years, no Syrian Muslims can go do their Hajj lah, can't do their pilgrimage at all.
Yep.
So and I guess it was a big moment because remember last year in October when it was the Logan Paul pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Sami still couldn't go to Saudi Arabia at that point in time, but the fans were chanting for Sami, right?
Yeah, because it was the bloodline thing as well. Yeah.
Yeah, so they were like, Sami, Roman, like, you don't get Sami, blah, blah, blah. But now that he can, first thing he did his pilgrimage, which is amazing to see as a Muslim.
Yes.
And secondly, the fact that despite the government having issues with each other, the people love Sami. The Saudi Arabian people love Sami. So isn't that like amazing to see?
Yeah. And how crazy is it that wrestling is actually making us pay attention to world events? Like, isn't that the beauty of pro wrestling? Like, when you realize these things, like, oh, okay, all this political strife that we did not know of previously. Because I mean, we are all guilty of like sort of just knowing what we know and not looking at other stuff, right, in the world.
Yeah, it's very interesting because I feel like for as much bad press or bad rep that anyone who does dealings with Saudi Arabia gets, right, like WWE, blah blah blah, I feel like that's the reason why they need to go there, because they need to shine a light on, yes, the bad stuff of course has to be considered,
talked about,
but also the good stuff. What like these fans and these people, they are wrestling fans and they love their culture, but there's nothing wrong with them. It's like they just are born in this regime. It's like they have no issues with you guys. They're living their life, they're minding their own business.
Chat is like, Div says, guys, did Sami just end the war? Irvin says, yeah, settled because he won war games. Wow, stop it lah, y'all.
Don't be lame lah, guys. Okay,
like, wrestling unites the world. Yes,
Shadow's comment is very mature. Wrestling does unite the world, in my opinion, right?
Well, it unites the world. It also divides fan bases, but we'll get to that in just a little while. Can I just say that this is what makes WWE stand up above the competition, in that they are literally changing. Not say changing. Let me take that back. They are literally sort of creating moments even without highlighting it. Like, and kudos to them, they didn't make this a big deal. Like, it's one of those, if you know, sort of a situation. And
Yep.
I know, like, if you listen to or you read a lot of like US social media, they're like boycotting the Saudi Arabia shows because of their political beliefs and stuff like that, right?
Yep.
But hey, maybe because they are going there, so okay lah, then we watch. And you realize, hey, wait a minute, these Saudi Arabians are just like us. They love their wrestling, they love Sami Zayn. You know, we're bridging like a lot of these fandoms, be it wrestling, be it anime, whatever, right? Brings people together, and you realize that you have more in common than you have apart, which I think is a beautiful thing. So yes, WWE for world peace.
Yeah, for sure. Like I will use the most random example.
Okay.
Wasn't WCW? Didn't they do a show in North Korea?
Yes.
And it was like the World Peace Festival, bro.
Yeah, that one I don't know. I don't know what they managed to accomplish there, but if anything, the WWE are just so good. You want to call it PR spin? You want to call it sort of, whatever they do, they're moving the needle. You know what I mean? They're moving the needle with a product that can be sold anywhere in the world. Versus the shit show. Okay. Let's not compare.
Yeah. But we will have time dedicated towards that. But I think overall, it was so interesting because I thought like Sami and Kevin's like momentum a bit winding down after WrestleMania.
Bro.
Did you feel that way for a minute?
Yes, of course. But the second Sami stepped out onto that stage, in the traditional garb, what is it called?
There's a lot of names for it, but they call it the Tobe.
Tobe? Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when the moment he came out in the garb, and the fans were like, "Oh my God, he's wearing our shirts."
He's wearing our shirt. Like one of us, right? And then, okay, he spoke in Arabic, is it?
Yeah, he did. He spoke in Arabic, and I heard a bit of it. I heard like Yalla Habibi. Yeah. So Habibi is like love or like lover or darling or something like that. So I think when he was telling the Mike Rome to like chill out, love, right? Then the crowd started like and then like it's damn funny because if you saw Roman Reigns' reaction, I think he was so genuinely happy for Sami. Did you see his reaction, smiling the whole time?
Yeah.
He was masking it as like, Roman Reigns like laughing at him being an idiot or what. But I think he was genuinely like, oh shit, this is a big moment for Sami, and he is proud to have this guy, his friend, behind the scenes, like getting this moment. So yeah, it was really, really cool.
And I think a lot of us were like, they never really got their payoff. Well, I think they couldn't have found a better place to do the payoff than right here in Saudi Arabia in the main event, Sami Zayn. Okay, unfortunately, I thought it would make more sense for Sami to pick up the pin against Roman, but they want to keep Roman strong lah. So he did pick up the pinfall victory over Solo Sikoa with the help of a turning Usos. Okay, which Uso was it? I always get the two mixed up. That specifically super kicked Roman.
Is Jimmy. Jimmy. I would call Jay the more handsome one, and Jimmy the chunkier one. I'm so sorry. That's how I can differentiate, right?
Okay.
But Jimmy is the one that is the husband of Naomi, so that's how I remember as well. Okay, but then the point is the last couple of weeks we've been seeing Roman like bullying the Usos because Usos have been losing all their title opportunities, right?
Yeah.
And funnily enough, when Sami left the bloodline, it was Jimmy that turned on Sami, and Jay that was conflicted, right?
Yeah.
And Jimmy was like, "Come on, get back in the bloodline, your family, be with your family." And then finally Jay like relented and joined. But this time around, it was Jimmy that is like leaving the bloodline.
Yeah.
And Jay is like conflicted. Hey bro, you just told me to stay with you guys, and then now you were like kicking me, super kicking. It's damn funny lah. And but it's also like a great piece of like coming full circle, don't you think so?
Yeah. So okay, Irvin says Jimmy is the one with more DUI. What bastard? No. Yeah. Okay, so this is a full circle moment. I'm just a bit worried lah. That where does this lead the Usos? So obviously Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they move on, so they are gonna feud with Imperium next. It makes sense, right? And
they are also not part of that show anymore. They're on Raw, so I think Sami already cleared his storyline with the bloodline by this move.
Yeah, he finished his main quest line already. Oh no, but technically they're champs, so they can go both shows lah. But it makes sense that they just stay on Raw and start with new storylines and stuff like that. So what are we gonna see, the Usos versus Roman and Solo for a while? Like, that's not a main event storyline. Are they going
I
to
would-
try to make it a main event storyline or just a by the way storyline?
I would dare say this falling of the bloodline, like the crumbling of the bloodline, can be a storyline going into the summer. Like literally can be that main storyline of SmackDown, bro. The bloodline continues.
Main event Jey Uso again.
No, I would still say it's a tag team feud.
Sure.
So it'll probably be like the first few weeks is like Jay trying to like convince Roman that his brother made a mistake, blah blah blah. And then I think it finally ends with Jay like, screw it. Every one of my close friends have walked away from Roman Reigns except me. It's my turn now. And he finally like, throws in a towel and everyone leaves.
Okay.
Roman Reigns.
We need Rikishi in the story, says Irvin. Just bring in just bring in all the freaking Anwai family. It will be interesting to see. I mean, it just kind of sucks that, if they have a feud, it means that nobody's vying for the main title. So the main title, they've said it's being held hostage at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like where does this leave the main event scene? Right now, who is the challenger to Roman Reigns? Absolutely nobody. So what? And we all know that Roman Reigns has that light schedule where he's not going to be around every single week. So who are the Usos going to feud with? Solo? Each other? Argue with Paul Heyman every week?
Well, I do not know. And I think that's the beauty of it. But what I do know is I can't wait to watch SmackDown. Which is like, come on, like the fact that you are excited to see what's going to happen on a wrestling show in 2023, isn't that like a victory on its own?
Sure.
Yeah. So
I think it was a big win for the WWE. And look, it wasn't the greatest pay-per-view of the year per se, right? But I think it left everybody with a smile on their face. We were sports entertained and they made history at the same time. So it's just creating moment after moment after moment. WWE is on a roll right now.
Yeah, for sure. I like Fia's comment. Jay bring in the GOD.
Gorillas of Destiny.
Oh, I love that. I love that tag team, by the way. Yeah. So, bro, there's so many Roman annoying family members that we do not know of yet, bro. It's like Pokemon, bro. They will appear one.
They'll just random.
Yeah.
They just have to keep introducing them. So okay, guys, rating upon 10. I know somebody said 7 already. I give it a solid 7.5. Yes, I agree with the 7 to 8 like that.
I would say that this isn't as good as Backlash, in my opinion.
Agree.
Yeah, but I would feel that this is actually one of the top Saudi shows that they've ever put out. Like I would rank this probably third. Like to me, the top of all time was that Crown Jewel 2021. Do you remember that Crown Jewel?
Yes.
That was Roman and Brock. They had a Hell in a Cell match. There was a couple of really good matches there. They had the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring. And then to me, Logan Paul's one was actually really, really good as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't
That was
disagree with that. So there you go. That's WWE Night of Champions. And all right, it's time to wrap up with a super kick to the face.
Bro, how long do we have, bro? We started going 2 hours, man. I don't know.
2 o'clock already. It's okay, bro. I don't know.
Yes.
I wanted to say let's quickly do this, but I'm gonna have a lot of things to say. Here we go. I didn't watch the pre-show because who cares?
I didn't watch this live.
Oh yeah, well me neither. No, I had to watch it in sections because I cannot. I was busy. Okay, to be honest, I was just busy. It was a Monday morning, right?
It was Monday, of course. I think I only watched it at night, going to sleep. Yeah.
Going to sleep. Did it put you to sleep? I don't know. We'll see. First of all, it was damn long. I don't know how long it was, but it felt very long. And here we go. 21-man Blackjack. I can't even do this. Blackjack Battle Royale.
Yeah. Let's go.
Bro, imagine if Hurricane Helms won the Intercontinental Championship in a Battle Royale, bro. And at this point, Orange Cassidy is staler than Hurricane Helms ever was.
The thing that broke my heart about this match was, right,
the other people in it?
Yes, they had Jay White.
Yep.
They had fucking Ricky Starks.
Bro, Jay White, Juice Robinson, Ricky Starks, Keith Lee, Swerve, all these guys that, at some point were like, all right, getting a push, getting cheered. Yeah. Keith, almost a main event guy on NXT, right? Now he looks like he's 10,000 years old, but that's a different story altogether. and you choose to have this stale act go over. Like, I would even forgive it if it was early Orange Cassidy when he was still selling a lot of merch and he was like, very like, oh, what a novelty.
Freshly
But
squeezed, yeah.
yeah, but at this point, it's like, what? And what? Here's the craziest thing is, I didn't even realize Jay White was in this match until I went, like, is that him? Didn't he just what the?
No.
He just debuted for the company. He's supposed to be a main event guy. Oh no, just go ahead. 21-man battle royale. Don't do shit.
I know what Tony is trying to do. Tony has been trying to reinvent Orange Cassidy as a workhorse, bro. That's what you've been doing. Like, you see, he opened up every single Dynamite last few weeks. He's been like putting his title on the line, but
bro.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't look. Everything about him doesn't work. He's this skinny guy. I mean, he's athletic for sure. He can do the moves for sure, right? But it's like, how is he going over on even someone like what is that Mohawk guy, big
Lance Archer?
No, Brian Cage. We all know the dude can't work. But in no universe is Orange Cassidy outlasting a guy like him, like Powerhouse Hobbs. Even QT Marshall, for crying out loud.
I don't know. Like, I don't know what's this obsession that Tony has with Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
Maybe because he's a homegrown talent, because he's like one of the only people in the company that like people associate with AEW. He's a Tony Khan favorite lah. It's like how Vince McMahon love people that we don't understand, like Ultimate Warrior. I don't know.
Rishi says, was it just me or did somebody do a suicide dive over the top rope, but he was still in the match? Apparently, yes, it's true. One of the masked fellas, Commander. Over the top rope battle royal, he suicide dive, but still in.
Yeah. Oh my god, I didn't realize how many luchadors AEW has, bro. They can start their own Mexican promotion, bro. They had freaking Commander lah, Dralistico lah, this lah, that lah.
This match was just and 22 minutes. I have the card in front of me, right? 22 minutes and 25 seconds of missed opportunities is what this was.
I can't believe that lasted that long, because it felt like I could go toilet and come back. It was over, because I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe this match would have been salvaged if they had actually debuted someone here.
No. Where's Miro?
Yeah, Miro, bring back Miro.
You know what he is? He's still in Tony Khan's office from 2 weeks ago. He went into the office and he never came out. He's still stuck in the office, bro.
Tony Khan locked the door and just ran away.
He's living off the snacks in the room right now. Don't know whether he can survive or not.
Yeah, holy shit. Hey, Irvin brought up a great point. You know what? I would have loved to see Rouge in this. You know why?
Why?
Imagine Rouge beat the shit out of Orange Cassidy the way he beat up the freaking Jungle Boy a few weeks back.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Yeah. So Rouge is my new favorite guy. Fuck, let Rouge win the title, man. Come on.
Yeah. That will assume that, Tony Khan wants to put anybody over OC at this point. No lah. I don't care. He workhorse or what, but his character is non-existent at this point. It's a comedy act that has gone cold. He has no other redeeming personality traits that makes me want to see him. And I think you look up and down this card, this is the major problem with AEW, right? Even with the momentum that CM Punk brought, one person got elevated, everybody else has dropped. There is no star to speak of here.
Yeah. I'm curious to know what is the argument for Orange Cassidy being featured so much. Like, I know a lot of people is like saying like, oh, you guys don't like AEW or shit on them. I am an AEW fan and I came into AEW wanting to support them. So, but I do see that Orange Cassidy is a novelty act. Like, you can't do much with him.
Bro, and Orange Cassidy is going to be the AEW champion in about a year. You watch.
Oh, dude. Come on. Okay, bro, I watched the press scrum for AEW.
Sure.
And
Why?
I sat down because I want to understand like what's the thinking behind the booking and all that. Because usually Tony being Tony, he will just talk a lot, open his mouth, flap, right? But they actually had like 5 minutes where Orange Cassidy was fielding questions.
Okay.
And he was like, do you some idiot lah, probably some bootlicker was like saying like, do you consider yourself now the best in the world? And then like, and then literally this is Orange Cassidy's reaction like I don't know.
I mean, he's playing up his stupid character lah, the laissez-faire attitude.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. Like, I really don't know what is it about Orange that is selling or making himself a draw in Tony's eyes.
Hey, hang on. The Shadow says he's the R-Truth. Use him to entertain. Has Orange Cassidy been entertaining to you?
No.
No? I agree. Like, at least R-Truth is funny. Like, sometimes his comedy act doesn't hit, but at least he tries to be funny. R-Truth, OC is literally like his whole act is he's sian.
Is he like he's a stoner comedy? You know, like those like stoners.
He's not even a stoner. He's a guy who doesn't care.
Yeah, like Wayne's World. That in the right setting, that can be funny, but it needs a lot of great direction and a lot of
It's not happening. There's no direction here. It's very obvious. So you have all these talented guys just throwing themselves around for this jabroni, and cannot lah. If anything, this better be leading up to him losing the title to somebody. Setting on a feud with Swerve or something. I don't know.
I want AEW Collision first debut match. He puts up an open challenge. Miro comes in and destroys the fella in 3 minutes.
Yes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, bro. Put him in what is his finisher?
Accolade.
The accolade.
Yeah.
I want to call it acclaims, yeah. The accolade, and that's it.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Miro is my guy. Win the international title, please.
Talking about it, by the way, just a sidetrack, right? Have you heard about the ticket sales for Collision and a lot of these AEW shows in the US and how they are suffering horrendously?
I heard they sold one place was like 600 tickets only, bro.
They can't sell out Toronto, which is a hotbed for wrestling. Even Double or Nothing, apparently they didn't do very well. They had to like give out free tickets. You go and eat burger, it's like at certain restaurants you get free tickets. So I'm like, ooh. Meanwhile, in London they're selling very well, but we all know that's because it's the first time they're in London, right? Wembley Stadium, it's a happening. So I'm like, they have no draw, and it makes perfect sense too. Like, who you go Collision to watch who? Watch what?
Yeah. Even the ones who can be a draw are not draws now.
Nope.
They need time to rebuild themselves because they've been forgotten and misbooked for so long. So.
And okay, here's something that you probably have never expected Mr. Young to say. But push Kenny Omega as a single star. People want to see Kenny Omega as a single star, not as part of this group that nobody gives two flips about at this point. I think if you push Kenny Omega versus, I guess he would need somebody else, maybe MJF, whatever. I think it would draw. I think it would, actually pull in buys. But for whatever reason, Kenny just wants to play with his friends. And this is what we have right now. This is indie wrestling with a big budget. That's all it is. And they're not building for the future. We just talked about WWE making their mark on the world, setting expectations so that every time you see their show, it's like, at least you will be entertained. Here it's like, it's the same old shit over and over again. Let's talk about that moving forward into Adam Cole versus Chris Jericho. Oh, Jesus. God.
Bro, two of your favorite guys. You got your favorite all-time wrestler. One of your favorites in NXT. What happened, bro?
You have to be very honest, and I have to be very honest. Some people need direction, like your Russos of the world, and apparently Chris Jericho falls into that category as well. It was an unsanctioned match. I didn't watch the Dynamite before. I don't know how they roped Sabu in here, but within a few minutes, Sabu flew off the top rope, of course, he can't help himself, right? It's Sabu. And then he wasn't part of the match anymore. So what was the point?
Bro, that fucker is 58 years old. He still want to be a homicidal guy.
Okay, it's cool lah. He jumped off the top rope, go through table, whatever. But what was the point if he wasn't involved in the finish?
To me, Sabu ruined the match because you gave an unnecessary distraction.
Yeah, there was no point to him being there. Like, heck, he was gone within the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not as if they explained what is Adam Cole's connection with Sabu. Like, you see his uncle or something? No.
Uncle Sabu. Boom.
Hey, Uncle Sabu, how are you?
No, you're right. There's no connection.
Yeah, tough.
The only connection is, if anything, Sabu and Chris Jericho maybe wrestled together in ECW. That's it.
Yeah. The worst thing about this match was the ending.
Oh, God.
How do you explain a referee stoppage in an unsanctioned match? You tell me. You tell me, bro. You tell me.
I mean, the referee, felt bad you know.
Is this on par with Seth Rollins and The Fiend ending in a stoppage as well?
Yeah, in Hell in a Cell. It was so violent that the referee could do nothing about it and call the match.
I don't know, man. I just felt this was a case of terrible overbooking.
Yes.
By Chris Jericho, by whoever that was involved. I don't even think like they thought that the Britt Breaker drama would kind of elevate the story, but they just didn't do it that well enough, because like no one cared when Britt Baker got involved in the match. Saraya got involved. Like usually, when this kind of situations happen, like when the girlfriend appeared after getting attacked, the crowd will pop and like cheer, like, oh my god, but no one cares.
Yeah, you're right. Like the crescendo, the end of the match should be Britt Baker coming out to whack Chris Jericho for his dastardly acts, right? But the fact of the matter is, her feud is with Saraya, and they even set up a tag team match, so this is kind of not going away.
Oh dear God.
Again, this was technically the blow off, right? Adam Cole won, but they're gonna have a match on Dynamite. It's like, oh my God, just be done with it. Be done.
Fias say, Uncle Sabu te sarbat stall.
Roddy Strong and the 58-year-old had to hold off Garcia 2.0 and Hager. 2v4, yeah. What power, yeah.
I don't know.
Apparently Sabu is a Vegas native. That's about what? Well, gee. Obviously, that's the reason for him. Just have him show up for the camera, cut a promo, whatever lah. Give him a payday, I guess. But it made an already convoluted storyline even more convoluted.
You want a Las Vegas native? Get Val Venus lah. I would rather see Val Venus.
What the?
Stripping. anyway,
filming a video. Let's move on.
Yeah. But are you sad? Are you sad with Adam Cole's booking since his return?
Yes, but I'm not surprised. Roddy Strong also, just unlike his name, he's not been booked strong. He comes back to no reaction, and now he's once again a lackey for Adam Cole. Let's talk about FTR versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal. And I don't know why when I watched this match with Karen Jarrett and Sanjay Dutt and Satnam, another overbooked clusterfuck. It felt like I was watching TNA. Impact.
Exactly. Holy shit. Yeah, okay. You brought up a great point. Yeah. When I was watching this, I felt like I think Jeff Jarrett was the one that's overbooking this.
Yeah.
Seems like his kind of way of booking shit, right?
Yeah. The chair shot, not chair shots, the guitar shots and this, that. It was so convoluted, I forgot what happened.
The problem is FTR doesn't need all these shenanigans.
No.
They can't just do a straight up tag team match. Even if they minus all the shenanigans, they kept it up straight up. You have Jay Lethal, you have Jeff Jarrett, who are professionals. Couldn't they just do like a classic old school wrestling tag team match?
And if you want to bring in like a story, like you have Mark Briscoe as the special guest referee, even that was fine. You have that whole Mark Briscoe is old friends with Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, but he's also got respect for FTR. At least you already can play that story of get rid of all this Karen Jarrett. Sanjay Dutt is like, okay, Sanjay Dutt for me is now X-Pac Heat. Like, he doesn't serve any purpose. He's just distracting.
Annoying, right?
Damn annoying. Satnam Singh, another. Damn annoying. You don't need them. You just need FTR, Jeff Jarrett, Jay Lethal to do the wrestling. Mark Briscoe in there, tell the story. No, all these extra, it becomes like a big circus act already.
Jason says Karen Jarrett had the best heel of the night, heel spot of the night. Do you think so?
I didn't notice that, but if she did, they're doing it wrong because she is not a freaking top heel.
Okay, my argument to that is if somebody who is not part of the show turn up just 3 days before the pay-per-view and got the biggest reaction of the night, then there's something wrong with your booking for the rest of the heels.
Exactly, you failed. Your company has failed in pushing a heel over when one rando showing up 3 nights before, like you said, can get the biggest heel pop. It's just all... Oh yeah, and Audrey, oh my god, yes. When Aubrey Edwards took the guitar shot, I'm like, fuck off. Like, seriously, like, stop. Like, what?
Irvin, later Jeff will try to take over ROR Grapple Max at SPW.
Oh shit.
He can't stop himself.
Then we have to talk very nice about Jeff Jarrett. I couldn't, bro. Like, I think I took a nap after this because I was like, okay, I need a break from AEW. So
this match hurt me because
it hurt you, bro. The way you said it, it hurt my feelings like that. Like, it hurt your feelings.
You know why? Because the most talented people in the ring, FTR, wasn't the one that's highlighted in this match at all. And they're the tag team champions. They didn't feel like the main story.
No, it's everybody else and their shenanigans and the wow, really if they don't do a FTR destroy Sonjay Dutt angle at some point, I'll be upset also because like he was so annoying in this.
Tony Khan just hired too many people, bro. He's too many people.
He hired them all and then he's letting them do whatever bullshit they want. Yeah. Oh, it was tough. It was tough. As much as I love FTR, I want to see them. This was very hard to watch.
Yes, I agree with you. I also fast forward a lot of the matches in AEW. But I had to slow it down because of this review.
Yeah, so. but that's not a good thing because if anything, remember I always said, look, the best way to watch AEW is skip through their TV because their TV doesn't make any sense and just watch the pay-per-view because at least they perform, right? They go overboard. Here, I don't know who they were trying to appeal to. Like,
I'm gonna argue that they didn't show up in this pay-per-view, man. Like, I feel like
no, they didn't. You're right.
Whether it's a failure of the booking, maybe it's that they overthought a lot of these finishes. But none of them had like a straight out great match except for, I will talk about it later.
Yeah. Wardlow. Let's talk about Wardlow versus Christian Cage. So, okay, for whatever reason, I don't remember much about this match. I think I might have just woken up and I just watched it. But give me your opinion of this match.
There was this one spot on this match that genuinely got me scared because he was like, I think Wardlow tried to springboard from the rope to the ladder and the ladder broke. And then his leg got caught up in such a way that I fucking scared he will do like a Sid Vicious, Yeah, hey. So like, you know, right? Like when if you, I scared his leg snap lah, basically.
Yeah.
So
okay, Wardlow doesn't need to be doing Jeff Hardy spots for crying out loud. Wardlow is Wardlow. He's look at him. Why are you making this obviously very young, talented man do stupid shit that he doesn't need to? Did Goldberg get over for doing a moonsault? No! He did 3 moves.
You know who annoyed me the most in this match? You guess.
Lucha? Saurus? The Excalibur? Jim Ross.
Oh my god, you forgot who was on Wardlow's ring corner, bro.
Oh, Ann.
Yes. You see, that's the thing, right? That's exactly my point.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Ann doing there? You know what? Ann got involved in the match and he annoyed the shit out of me, bro. That guy is like, he can be my atuk, I go see him Hari Raya, just shake his hand, take his money. He doesn't need to be in the ring, bro. Holy shit.
Bro, I even said last week, he doesn't even need to be in backstage segments with Wardlow. He doesn't need to talk for Wardlow, which is crazy because he's the mouthpiece for Wardlow. I feel bad saying this, but there's a reason Ric Flair was the mouthpiece. He was the enforcer. He just does the. Oh my god.
What? Freaking Arn Anderson came and face to face with Christian, face to face with Luchasaurus, like he think he can beat up them like that, and then go bite their fingers. like okay, you old man, like man, come on lah, like I don't know. I think the partnership kind of like devalues Wardlow a bit.
It does. I don't need to think. I agree with you 1000%. Wardlow just needs to be his own man destroying people. Just give him the Goldberg push.
Yeah. My problem is, right, again, too many people interfering with this match. If it was straight up Wardlow and Christian would have produced such a great psychology of a ladder match.
Yes.
But because there was too many moving parts. Yeah.
And you look up and down this card, that's the main storyline here. Every match had too much shit going on to a point where it just doesn't. When you finish the whole thing, I swear it was just all a blur. Only one spot stood out, and for obvious reasons. But even then, it got diluted, and it's just a shame because you have all these talented people doing stupid shit, getting booked in stupid ways.
The best hot take I got online was somebody said like AEW has sacrificed their vision for what they think wrestling should be in exchange for access.
Yeah.
I thought that was a very powerful line. I can't remember who I would have credited them, but I think that's what it is. Like, if you think back 5 years ago when AEW Dynamite first started, the promise of being able to let wrestlers do wrestling matches without being controlled
Yeah.
was promising. But then, after 5 years of seeing this, and I realized, okay, that's why you don't let the players coach themselves when they play football, bro.
Yeah. No, because everyone wants to do the best and top themselves to a point where all of a sudden, like every match becomes this overbooked, bloated piece of nonsense.
Yeah, like have you ever sat through a Dynamite or a pay-per-view where it's like 5, 6 matches, every single match was crisp, makes sense,
Nope.
no interference, just straight up great matches.
Nope, no such thing. Once in a while, got one great match, CM Punk. Yeah, like this is. I think this pay-per-view is emblematic of all their problems. In fact, all their problems brought to bear in one pay-per-view, I think is the perfect example. Everyone just doing their own thing without consulting each other. So, Wardlow wins. I don't care. Let's move on to Tony Storm versus Jamie Hayter. Oh, good lord.
3 minutes. So I'm happy this was short. 3 minutes, okay?
It's Jamie Hayter who had all the momentum. And then you just you destroyed her momentum because you had Saraya and you had to do the Saraya outcast, whatever NWO want to be shit.
Okay, that's an explanation.
Go ahead.
I heard that Jamie is legitimately injured, and that's why they did this.
Right.
And of course, they played it up on storyline in the television going into the event because they have been targeting and hitting his shoulder. So that's why when the match happened, they attacked her going down the ramp and give her the loss. So that was an out. As I say, it was short. So
Where was Britt?
Where was Britt? Maybe she really realized that she's not going to figure much into this match. It's going to be a 3-minute match. For what? I go fly all the way to Las Vegas when I can be taking care of my dentist and my clients, bro. Probably
taking care of her boyfriend. Look, that's the whole point, right? Like, isn't Britt supposed to be part of Jamie Hayter's crew? What about Britt's assistant, Reba Ruby? What was her name? Reba? Yeah. So weren't they a group? So all of them abandoned Jamie Hayter by herself.
No lah, but okay, to be fair, Britt did appear earlier in the night during the Adam Cole match, right?
Sure.
So already kena attack or maybe she like wasn't there. But my issue wasn't with that. I think my issue was Tony Storm's, I think he's a great champion. Can definitely be a great champion. I think when they do the rematch with Hayter, if she comes back, that would be great. But I just don't like the Social Outcasts' presentation.
Nope. This is the Riot Squad 2.0. But
yeah,
a shittier version. And the Riot Squad weren't that great to begin with.
I don't know why wrestling bookers, the only faction that they can create for women is like the Mean Girls. You know what I mean? Like they don't know how to make any more nuanced character for a female faction, man. Mean Girls bullying each other. Like I don't know, they kental lah.
Yeah, and okay, like you said, I think Tony Storm out of this group is the best, right? At least they didn't give it to Ruby Soso, who has been just the shits in the ring recently. I don't know, like none of her matches have looked good. Saraya, obviously, for health reasons, probably shouldn't be the champion. So yeah, this makes sense. Does it make me want to watch this women's division moving forward? Not really.
Yeah, not really. I would say the one that was the most compelling champion was still Britt Baker. And also because Britt Baker can talk. So I feel like, I think, right, it's a prerequisite, right? As a champion, right, you need to be able to talk and entertain on the mic as well.
Yeah.
If not, you're not compelling at all.
Yeah. Let's move on to... I didn't even know this was a match. I guess they announced it at the moment. The House of Black. Fias, your favorite. Apparently, they're still alive. Versus... they threw out open challenge. So this is their whole gimmick now. They have... what was it? Like a... House rules.
House rules.
20-second count out, blah, blah, blah. Did any of these so-called house rules play a part in the match?
No.
Yeah. So that is like, that's what I thought. Maybe I missed it because I wasn't really paying attention. But okay, let me, once again, overbooking. I have a migraine just thinking about it. I remember hearing the commentator say something like, the opponents can choose stipulation. But the Acclaim didn't pick a stipulation. So they just went with the House of Black rules, which is 20-second count out, strict tags, whatever bullshit. But none of those rules came into effect in the outcome of the victory. So what is the point?
The only thing that I remember from this match
The rap.
was the Acclaim's rap. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
They make such a simp out of Buddy Matthews, making fun of Dominic and
Yeah.
Rhea. I don't know whether you saw on social media. Rhea was like,
Yes.
"Oh my God, Dom, we are over in 2 companies."
Yeah. Look, you know what's so sad? That the best part of this whole match with so many talented people is the rap.
Yeah.
Who booked this shit? No, like for real, who booked this shit? There's this convoluted open house rules nonsense that doesn't factor into the finish. So what's the point?
Aren't you sad that to see the Acclaim, what have they become now since losing the titles?
Yeah, this is Tony Khan booking. Mighty Mighty has the lowdown. Challengers can choose the stipulations, 20-second countdown. Okay, cool. The challengers didn't choose a stipulation, so much for your open house rules. And then 20-second countdown, like I said, did it come into play? No. And countouts don't matter anyway because we all know the AEW refs, they can count to 50 or so. Nothing happens. So what's the point? No point. These rules make no point. If you make rules that aren't enforced, they are useless rules, so why even talk about them? You're just making things convoluted. This was a hot pile of shit.
I sometimes feel right, AEW don't need to hire referees lah.
Just let them fight.
Let's let them like fucking Mortal Kombat that shit lah. Just let them fight to the death lah.
Finish him.
Yeah, like the problem with AEW I realize is like when they got the good thing going right, they have no idea how to sustain the momentum.
Nope.
You've seen Wardlow get over, they squandered his momentum. You've seen the Acclaim get organically over, squandered.
Yep.
The Guns did decent. Where the hell is the Guns? Gone.
Yeah.
Miro. Oh, I got so many examples, right? And I think this was just another example of seeing this match make me realize, wow, the Acclaim really fell so far down.
At this point, it's not even funny anymore. We've been saying it for weeks and weeks and weeks, and it's like, well, there you go. This is the reason why their ticket sales are in the toilet. They haven't built a star because they don't know how to jump on momentum. They don't know how to. They have no idea how to create a star.
Yeah, and I still believe that the thing about AEW that can be fixed, right, is if they really have a structure. Like they really need to, because they do have talents. But they don't have a star. That's the difference. They have talents, but they don't have a star.
Yeah, and it is the bookers' job to get them over as stars. As we all know, Tony Khan, Booker of the Year.
Yeah. So my thoughts and prayers for Malachi Black and his career, because he's just gonna exist in this perpetual, I'm gonna be dark, I'm gonna be mean, I'm gonna be badass, and like nothing else. Like, can you imagine Malachi Black should be like the Undertaker of AEW, challenging for the world title right now?
No, none of that shit. No, you just go in your little group and do your own thing with the worthless trios title. Mighty, thank you very much for putting up all the rules. That's too many rules already. Look, like I said, if at least you had one, just have 2 rules. And then make it so that the rules always, make it a 5 count. There's a reason why 5 counts were so effective for certain wrestlers like Big E and even before that, right? Who was it already had 5 count before that? Was it Vader? One of those big guys, right?
Yeah, I can't remember. I'm trying to read all the rules that Mighty have. Like, bro, did you take this from Wikipedia? Because if this was a Wikipedia, then I will be like quite, I don't know.
Vomit blood lah. Look, I mean, we all know the talent that Malachi Black has, but he's another one of these fellas. We need to temper your creative ideas and make it palatable to the masses, because nobody's going to understand any of that shit. And if people don't understand, they're like, what the fuck is going on? Boop, gone. You've lost their interest.
Mr. Young, remember when Aleister Black was like the best thing going in NXT?
Yeah. That was peak Malachi. Yeah.
And remember what was the best, in my opinion, his best rivalry?
Velveteen.
Yeah, fuck. Yep. And what was the whole point of that rivalry? Just say
my name. Right? It's simple. It's about it's about acknowledging him. Acknowledge me. It's essentially what that is.
Yeah, but then they not only highlighted Aleister's character as this silent, ominous guy. How many promos did he do? None. He just sat there, was badass. And he let Velveteen do all the talking, and Velveteen did a great job. Like, come on. I don't know. It's tough.
It's AEW. All right, let's move on.
We are almost done. Come on, guys.
Jade Cargill, Taya Valkyrie. Taya Valkyrie, great. She got a cool intro. Jade Cargill, cool intro. And then the match was the shits. I'm sorry, but like, I don't know what it is. Maybe these two have no chemistry, but these two had no chemistry. And then, okay, Jade beats Taya. And I was like, all right, Taya maybe can be the person, she comes in with momentum. Nope, comes in, loses to Jade, right? Woo-hoo, whatever. And then open challenge because her lawyer is a fucking dumbass, right? Okay, Mark Sterling, people like Mark Sterling, people like Sanjay Dutt, they need to go away. They are devaluing their wrestlers.
I would take one Paul Heyman over 5 of these managers.
Bro, like at this point, they are doing more damage. Jade Cargill can talk for herself. Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett can 100% talk for themselves. You don't need him to talk for her. You are devaluing. Like, why would you know what I mean or not? Like, I can't take Jade seriously if you have some idiot who's gonna put you in a bad position. And okay, cool. Like the whole pop for Chris Statlander. She's back. That was great, right? She beats Jade Cargill real quick. I guess that's the feud moving forward. Finally, you take the title off Jade Cargill.
Yeah.
Did you? I know a lot of people loved it. I was like, oh, I'm over it. Another overly booked, convoluted mess.
Funny stat, we've seen a lot of the women's champions drop their titles over the weekend. If you realize, Bianca, Jade. Apparently on Raw, they have new women's tag team champions.
Oh,
our two favorite MMA girls.
Oh wow, okay, fine. At least make them do something.
Yeah,
it has to be them, huh?
Yeah,
okay.
It has to be.
What do you think about this whole thing? Chris Statlander becoming the new TBS champion.
I kind of like Chris Statlander winning, and I feel like among all the homegrown girls, and she was the one that legit has the most potential. She has the size.
Yeah.
I thought if she was booked well, she can be their Rhea Ripley, in terms of like strength and size. Problem is, unfortunately, she has had bad injuries.
Bro,
both her ACL, both her knees, bro, rabak, one year after the other, bro.
Bro, did you just say booked well? This is AEW we're talking about.
I know. I put in too much expectations.
Jade Cargill is going to win the title on Rampage again. I swear. I guarantee you that. I mean, at this point, I don't even care. Like, Jade Cargill had this incredible win streak, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, who's going to dethrone? And then you dethrone her in 1 minute. Yeah, Jade has the excuse, I just wrestled a match, blah, blah, blah. But, like, how anticlimactic is this? Imagine if Goldberg lost his title, lost his win streak just randomly in a minute after a match because he got cocky. Like, what?
I don't want to, make excuses or be devil's advocate, right? But I was thinking to myself, why they make this decision for her to drop the title in such a random pay-per-view? Then I realized, alamak, Double or Nothing is their WrestleMania.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's supposed to be their big one.
But then Double Nothing has been so terribly booked or promoted or marketed that I just felt like this was like a C-level pay-per-view, which is an indictment on the company or where the state they are at right now. Because Statlander winning at the biggest show of the year should be an emotional big moment. But it felt like, okay, whatever.
Because we've been conditioned. A lot of this is conditioning, right? Every week, we are conditioned to expect, this is going to be some bullshit. This is going to be some bullshit. This is going to be poor booking. And, we get used to it. And even though, our expectations were low, somehow this hit those expectations or went even lower. Apparently, Jay is going off TV for a while. That's why she lost. So build it up and make it a big deal that she lost. Make a mystery opponent, there was literally zero build to it, no anticipation. It's just like, okay lah, just have her drop the belt. Like, wow, what a waste. You can never get this back. It's like the Jeff Hardy coming back. Remember the first time he came back? Wow, the Hardys are reuniting and then they just do bullshit after bullshit. After a while, you can never have him return or make his debut anymore. You can never have Jade Cargill be unbeaten anymore. You've lost that chance. Good job.
Bro, now I remember why I wanted to watch the press scrum. I was hoping that there was actually some proper journalist who fucked up Tony Khan and like, bro, why this terrible pay-per-view? Why do you book this such bullshit? But then I realized, alamak, everyone will angkat his bola.
Of
So I'm like,
course.
yeah, because like, they all just put positive PR spin, like, because even Statlander was on the press scrum, and I think she actually did a good job explaining where she was at mentally, how she fought so hard to get back, recovering from 2 ACL tests. But that story all, like, I would never know if I didn't check out the press scrum when that should have been the promo that was playing on TV.
Yeah. Let's move on. I don't want to bust the blood vessel, talking about this shit. MJF,
a few more matches.
2 more matches. Let's go. MJF, Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, Jungle Boy. Sammy Guevara coming out announcing he's pregnant. I mean, that was cute, I guess. That obviously makes him a face, which is kind of like, I don't know. I wish he did it maybe after the event at the press scrum or something like that. Like, there's still kayfabe, right? But that's okay. To me, that's a small thing. Fine. It was a nice touching moment. Great, right?
Mm-hmm.
All throughout the match, I couldn't help but think, wow, this is a great mid-card title match. That's all I could think. I was like, like, wow, these guys are going at like, these like young guns, 4 pillars. It's like Rock versus Triple H versus Austin versus whoever, but at their intercontinental level.
I agree.
It didn't feel like an AEW World Championship match. And I think as good as MJF is, right, he's running out of things. He's running out of steam because he's given this shit show to work with. And as talented as he is, he's not good enough to elevate this.
I realized something about Tony Khan.
What's that?
Some people say like long-term storyline or long-term booking is great.
Yeah.
But long-term booking where you die want to reach the destination, no matter what happen, I'm gonna fucking, like, even if the world ends, I'm gonna make sure the 4 pillars will become the 4 pillars, right? That is the death knell of AEW, in my opinion. Because that was also the problem with Adam Page, right? Remember?
Yes. That's not long-term storytelling. That is sort of this is fantasy booking. Like, I think these 4 are going to be, blah, 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 and not thinking on this shows you how bad a booker he is. It really does. Like you had gold with MJF, Darby Allin. Darby Allin literally like, whoa, where did he get these promo skills from? And the crowd was popping for him. Jungle Boy is dead in the water here. Like he even looks like he doesn't want to be there at this point.
Yeah, I think he might have. I mean, he's a young guy. He's probably been affected by whatever's being said about him on social media. But that also just reflects that he's not ready. Don't put him in this spot. Don't overexpose him. I think after the whole situation with Christian, he should have stayed at the TNT title level, build himself up. Sammy Guevara is a very sad case of he turned heel face, was a lackey for Jericho, lackey for so many people that he's still also not ready for this spot.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Literally, MJF is the only guy who deserves to be in this spot. Everybody else, no. And okay, I know there was that one spot everybody loved where they did their mentor's finisher. Okay. Excuse me, but since when in kayfabe is Jungle Boy Christian Cage mentee? Like, I know, to us, we know that obviously Christian Cage is teaching Jungle Boy. He's his mentor, right? But they even said it on the commentary. Oh, they're using their mentor's special move or whatever. I'm like, but Jack Perry is not learning from Christian Cage. He is fighting against Christian. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, wow, this is just some mark bullshit. Like, like, ooh, let me tell the story. Like, God, if that's the story you want to tell, try to tell it in a better way that makes sense. Because technically, Christian Cage in the storyline is not Jack Perry's mentor.
Okay, I mean, you are half right. I don't want to burst some of that bubble, but
okay.
Remember for 1 year before Christian turned on Jungle Boy, wasn't he the mentor of the Jurassic Express? That just shows that you completely forgot about it, and then just realized that their shit is so forgettable.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. I get your point. I guess, but okay. You know what? It feels like they're trying to channel the whole, like, Attitude Era, it would be like a big mess and then everyone spam finisher and then boom, 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 that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. But if it was Undertaker, Kane, Stone Cold, The Rock doing it, of course, I will pop.
Yeah.
But, okay, you really hit the nail right on the head. I wanted to say that this was actually the best match on the card.
Yep.
But I also felt like it's an indictment of the entire pay-per-view that this was literally a great Intercontinental title match.
Yeah.
This would have been a great opening match.
Yep.
But then I'm still waiting for like CM Punk and Kenny Omega and whoever at the main event or Bryan Danielson. But the problem is MJF has just reached the level of a main eventer. To me, it's still too early for him to be the guy leading the matches.
He's honestly,
like,
Go ahead, sorry.
He's like early Triple H, 1999, just became a heel champion.
Yep.
He needs those years of seasoning fighting Stone Cold, The Rock,
Yeah. So my question is then, why isn't he here defending against like Bryan Danielson? Somebody who is you're right. He needs an established name still. Like he just can you imagine? Okay, name me a heel champion that was sort of on the cusp. This is coming up, and then you still have to establish him.
Triple H was
Triple
one.
H? Yeah.
I would say Edge when he first became rated R.
Yeah. And then like people like Cactus Jack and all those people put him over in those crazy ass matches, right? Yeah, like MJF still hasn't had that, so he's not ready.
He could have had that with CM Punk if all the shit didn't happen. That was probably one of the bookings. But even like they wanted to feature two young guys like starting out in their careers, I would take MJF and Darby Allin as an opening match, even though it's for the world title.
Yeah.
Darby Allin probably was the closest to what compared to the other two. But again, why did Daida need to make 4 Pillars a thing? Because the 4 Pillars was actually a insider kind of thing that MJF opened the door and became a thing.
But that it is Cloney Khan and their vibe, what? Oh, this is the indies. All you fans are smart fans, and that's why you're not growing your fan base. That's their problem. They keep catering to their fans, who is only they have fans, of course, but it's only a very small amount, and they can't grow it anymore. And because those fans keep getting your product, at some point they'll get bored of it already. What? That's why they can't sell tickets anymore in North America. That's why they're suffering.
I feel like who should have been in these matches was somebody like Wardlow or somebody like Ricky Starks. Why the fuck they had just one-off match between Ricky Starks and MJF? Because Ricky Starks should have been the 4 Pillars that they are talking about right now.
It's them being set in their ways. Oh, 4 Pillars set in stone. And it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, it's sad lah. It's sad that are we moving on to the main event?
I just want to say though, I do like the storytelling in this match. I do like MJF going on the mic. That's like going on the mic and threatening, telling Sammy to lay down. I thought that was like typical heel heat, which is great. And of course the ending where they call back the headlock takeover. Like all those little moments and psychology was great, for sure.
Sure. Okay. I mean, I'll give that to you. I could do with less of the the Sammy and his nonsensical flippy shit and a lot of no selling at some points, which as always is a problem, right? But I think we can all agree this would have been much better if it were one-on-one and they could tell their story, because we've seen that match before and it was a good match, right?
It was.
And they just diluted the hell out of this match with all the other three.
What does Jason mean? The entire 4 Pillar storyline was booked by MJF, including the stupid tournament qualifier. So you're saying that MJF decided all those things?
Is that part of the is there a rumor? Is there a rumor and innuendo? But well, then again, it wouldn't be surprising because Tony Khan lets them do whatever the hell they want with their storylines, right? I mean, obviously he's a talented guy, but he's still very young. Yeah. So yeah, if this is on him, then this is on him lah. But either way, an experienced booker will probably have looked at it and went, maybe let's not do it like that, right? But hey, best booker of 2023. Okay, main event time. The BCC versus the Elite. Okay, how do we even start this match? Anarchy in the Arena. Do you like the whole thing where they fight while the band is still playing?
as a music lover myself and as a former drummer, of course, I love live music being played. But though I don't think the band was that good.
Okay,
I,
at least it wasn't throughout the whole match.
yeah,
How,
yeah.
like, do you remember a few of these arena matches previously? They literally had music playing in the background and no commentary, and it sounded so weird.
Yeah, it was last year lah, the one where the Eddie Kingston and they all kept fighting over and over again. It never stopped, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but okay, at least right, the way they stopped the match here, I thought was clever because they ended the music by getting super kick, so like the music stopped in an organic way.
Yeah, and they got bashed lah. I don't know why this band they refuse to leave. Say, oh hey, Shock Sindiri only we play. Don't want to leave. The fight starts, still play, right? Okay, that's cool and everything. It was just like everything else in this card. It was a convoluted mess lah. Like the referee bled. Just standing near John Moxley, the referee bled. Like, okay.
He's just causing people to bleed by osmosis, bro.
Spontaneous bleeding, bro. Hey, better not go to a John Moxley meet and greet. We must start bleeding.
Oh dear God. Okay,
Bro, I started bleeding, bro. Just talking about Mox.
Oh dear God. No. Honestly, my opinion, ever since William Regal left, Blackpool Combat Club just fell off a cliff.
So why is Bryan Danielson, who is arguably one of the best wrestlers that does this modern style, why is he indulging these idiots to do this stuff and put his body at risk for things that obviously doesn't matter? I don't remember a damn thing he did in this match.
Yep. You know that this is not his idea for sure.
He's just too nice, is it? He's just okay. Hey, you all want to do? Okay, hey, fun, let's do. You know,
sounds like that kind of guy. He's like a happy-go-lucky. You know, I'm gonna do my thing. The thing is, right? I don't care. I don't have a personal attachment to anyone in this match. Like, maybe 2 years ago, I was really happy that Adam Page won the world title. I thought it was like, okay, great moment. He deserves it. Now he's super cold. The Elite has proven since they come back, they are not a draw at all.
And once again, I'll say this. The Elite are not a draw, but Kenny still is. He can be. But I don't know, for whatever reason, maybe it's the Jacksons, the Young Bucks, but Kenny just doesn't want to do like a main event run. He must go and be with his friends.
Maybe it could be because of injuries, because his body has gone through such a rigorous schedule over the last couple of years.
His body is injured, so what does he do? This type of rubbish match.
I mean, don't ask me to explain and justify their booking.
You know what I mean?
I'm not the one booking that shit.
If you did BCC versus the Elite, like 4v4 regular match, okay. Then you can explain he needs to give his body a rest. This is literally them putting themselves in unnecessary risk.
The thing about this kind of matches is like, it's so chaotic, right?
Yeah.
But it would have felt so much more if we didn't see this shit throughout the whole night, bro.
Yeah. No, throughout the whole night and on every week on Dynamite. It is, once again, their problem is access. Everything they do until too much. Until it means nothing. You know? And, okay, let's talk about that spot. Let's talk about that spot that they took forever to set up where they had John Moxley was in, what was it? Was it a Boston Crab? He put somebody in a Boston Crab, was it? One of the Bucks. The and then they were like, waiting. They were obviously oh my God. I hate it when they do this like choreographed shit, right? So one of the Bucks, he was beat down in the car park, whatever, and then he disappeared for very long. Obviously, we know now that he was setting up his fucking cannon foot, whatever bullshit, right? And then Mox has the other Buck in the Boston. I can't remember what. I swear it's the Boston Crab. Just waiting. You can see Mox. Look, where is he? Look, where is he? Look, where. I'm like, oh my God. So it's so obvious that something is going to happen, right? A spot is going to happen. And then he super kicks him. Exploding super kick. And look. Kudos to them for daring to do that move. First of all, it must have been dangerous, right? You cannot take that away from them. That should have been the finish. Or that should have been the finish adjacent. Not, boom, explosive super kick. And then he super kicked 2 more times, 3 more times, 4 more times. What the fuck?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. This was the one that broke me, bro. This was the one that caused me to take a shit after that. Like literally, when this moment happened, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm just gonna go shit right now. And then I was like, I stopped watching for a bit.
And once again, I'm not saying I hate the spot because visually it looked amazing. But like literally, it's like you just came and then I don't believe I'm using this as an analogy, but you just peaked, right? And then you do some more, and then you do some more, and then like what? No, you
Are you
peaked.
limp already?
Oh,
After
apparently not. Apparently they are very strong. You see. So I mean, but you know my point. My point is like you peaked and everybody lay down. Like everybody don't do anything. Give people time to react. No, super kick some more. Super kick some more.
that? Can you do that motion again?
Super kick some more. Super kick some
Oh
more.
my god. Okay, this is the only fans with Mr. Young. Okay, anyway. Dude, you're absolutely right. My brain exploded, right? After the explosion, I was like, boom, okay, fuck, this was amazing. Finally, something exploded in AEW that worked. Okay, good. And then, Moxley is still in that position, and they continue super like, so he survived the explosion to the head, and then they continued. And I'm like, why you do 3 more times? Like you did the coolest shit ever, and then you went downwards. And you never, how do you end the match?
And then the match ended on a swerve. Somebody had to come in to beat Kenny Omega, like, and then it was Takeshita. Oh, great, yeah, oh, big swerve. Takeshita now joins the BCC. What? So, like, you know, like, don't do things to have stop trying to have a moment for the sake of having a moment, but then not treat it as a moment. You know?
Yeah. Okay, Takeshita turning heel makes sense, I guess, because of probably what BCC did, probably like the whole teasing with Don Callis. My problem is, right, they now recruit Takeshita, right?
Yeah.
Clearly, they want to set up Forbidden Door. Clearly, they want to pave the way for potentially Kota Ibushi to come to AEW to be on Kenny Omega's side. Yeah, fine. I like that. I mean, the Japanese fans will appreciate that.
Yeah, well, hang on. You like it because you know the backstory, right? The golden showers.
Golden lovers, yes.
Okay, yeah, I know. I'm just being an ass.
Yeah, you are.
I know, but nobody else knows that.
Yeah.
The casuals who you've chased away don't know that. You might catch their attention because of this exploding foot bullshit now. They don't know that. So if they don't tell the story building up to Forbidden Door, it's just another wasted opportunity. Wasted opportunity after and you keep catering to the same group of fans.
Yeah. But the thing is, right, when they revealed Konosuke Takeshita, I only thought about one thing though.
What?
I thought about like, oh, okay, so probably they just give out on Wheeler Utah lah.
Hey, okay, to be fair, he looked quite mean now, you know? And once again, I know we've said this to death, but how pointless is Claudio? All of a sudden, he's really faded into the background so much, Like, I don't know, maybe he paiseh to be part of this bullshit, so he just, I just quietly stand at the back.
Claudio has become Jake Hager, bro.
Yes! How has... remember when he...
That's one thing,
Potential is a horrible thing to have because it lets people down. And sometimes we are guilty of, fantasy booking, right? But still, just watching this mess of a match and... I don't know, man. Just watching it... how would you compare it with last year's one if you remember it at all? I don't remember last year's one. I don't even remember the main event. Let me very quickly Google it.
But last year they also had an Anarchy in the arena, but I thought last year was more memorable because there was that one scenario where Eddie Kingston went so crazy he bought a gasoline into the ring. Remember?
Oh yeah. Well, okay, the first one was the golf cart running over Sammy Guevara, right?
That one was Stadium Stampede.
Okay.
So they did 2 Stadium Stampedes during the pandemic, and then last year they did Anarchy in the arena, and this is the second Anarchy in the arena. The point I was trying to make is last year there was a real bitter rivalry, the BCC versus JAS, and then Moxley enlisted the help of Kingston. Kingston hates Chris Jericho, remember?
Yep.
There was that one rivalry that actually I thought did a decent job of putting over Eddie Kingston for a bit, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But like it was the moment of Eddie walking with like, I'm gonna murder someone and burn someone, like that at least fine. Like with all the bullshit in it, I still remember that one moment even 1 year later.
Yeah.
But this one, I'm gonna forget. Like I'm gonna laugh and think about the exploding super kick. But after that, I'm like, yeah, but that didn't end the match. So for fuck should I care?
Yeah. I don't even know what to say. This was pointless. The only match really worth watching on this entire card arguably was the Four Pillars match, and that was a great Intercontinental title match. That's it. Everything else was just overbooked, bloated. Like nobody's gonna remember a damn thing.
Yeah. And this was their signature show of the year, but it's clear that Tony Khan is distracted by other things. Of course, they have such a big summer ahead. They have All In, they have freaking Collision, they have Forbidden Door, sure. But if you don't treat every single show like it's the last, like it's your only way to make an impression, therefore, don't even try.
Bro, he got the billionaire Ted dollars. He got the money. He's like, I don't care. I can go and buy seats for people at Collision, even though nobody's coming for. I can't wait for Collision, by the way. Freaking empty arena match. Let's go. No, I'm sure they will. Once they get closer, they'll figure a way out to pack that stadium out. They have to. It's their first Collision show. But I'm very scared for Collision if they don't course correct at this point. And you know, I know a lot of people think like, oh, Mr. Yeo, you hate AEW. The fact of the matter is. The only reason I'm upset, right, is because I know they have the potential. And they were supposed to be the alternative to a stale WWE. Right now, they are just doing everything the WWE did wrong, and then some. Even worse, you know?
Yeah. And I feel WWE has course-corrected much better than AEW has.
Yes.
AEW started promising, they had a peak for a while when CM Punk, Bryan Danielson first came. But then now they drop off a cliff. And as much as a lot of people are talking about, oh, don't bring CM Punk back, he's a cancer, blah, blah. Bro, he's the only chance that AEW has to compete or like even be sustainable.
Okay. Other than CM Punk, because we don't know whether he's gonna come back, right? And also he's just one guy, right? At the end of the day, the problem is systemic. You know, even if I watch for CM Punk versus Bryan Danielson, for example, they start feuding, right? Oh, that's going to be a marquee match. The rest of the card is this overbooked, bloated bullshit. It's not going to win over fans. Even if I'm jumping over from, oh, I love CM Punk, right? So the problem is systemic. It doesn't matter if you have a CM Punk.
This is my hope. This is my legit hope, bro. CM Punk put in his contract, fine, I will return. I don't want to work with the elite. Give me a show where I only want my wrestlers, people that I believe in Collision, right?
So like you mean like two camps lah. So you have the Dynamite crew, you have the Collision crew, and
then let the fans decide lah.
That's tough. And then whoever gets the Saturday show gets the short end of the stick because it's Saturday. People are out.
Sure, but I feel like if they can perform relative to a Saturday super well. And people will actually make plans around like, you know what, I want to see what CM Punk does. Like CM Punk proves that he can be a draw in like a date slot.
Yeah.
I feel like then Tony Khan can see, okay, this is where the money is. This is where the potential fan growth can come from. This style of wrestling where CM Punk leads the philosophy of it. Because I see the roster that they previewed for Collision. It's all the good wrestlers that we all like. It's like Miro, freaking like like MJF is there, like Ricky Starks, FTR,
But that just sounds like Dynamite. There's no roster split. They're just promoting their guys. So I don't see anything special here. Like what makes Collision different from Dynamite? At this point, I don't think they've said anything that makes it different, right? It's just a continuation.
Okay, if they have a hard roster split and they actually really book Collision like properly, like in the way like we understand wrestling, like CM Punk style of rivalries, but it bleeds down into the women's level, it bleeds down into the Intercontinental or TNT title level, then I think there's a hope that suddenly, oh, you want like really good wrestling, let's watch Collision, don't watch Dynamite.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. I do not, at this point, I have to keep my expectations low because we've been disappointed time and time again, which is very sad because this is a far cry from the AEW of 1 year ago where we were actually very high on AEW. So if anything, AEW has given us a lot of its content to talk about, and I appreciate that very much so.
Bro, it just is a way for me to vent lah. Every time I come on this podcast, right, talk about WWE, you can laugh at their shit. And suddenly when we talk about AEW, then I see Mr. Yao start rolling your eyes. Then I'm like, okay, here we go. We gotta talk about this. But yeah, I'm just curious to hear from the listeners since we're gonna wrap up, right? What's your grades? Like, what's your grades? How would you put it?
I know a lot of you like said Night of Champions around a 7 or 8. What about Double or Nothing? What do you give a Double or Nothing? And
what about you, Mr. Yao? What do you give?
Just 2. No, okay, I'm being dramatic here. I would give it like a 3 or 4.
Okay. How many matches were there in total? Like 10?
Oh shit! Wait, hang on, huh?
Yeah, can you help me
1, 2, 3. We'll count Jade Cargill as one match, lah. Even though she technically had 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 match on the main card, 1 on the pre-show.
Okay, so I'll give it 1 out of 10.
For the one match, is it? The rest of bullshit.
The one match was good. The rest was shit, lah. Like literally. So it's 1 out of 10.
Bro, what about Chris Statlander's return? Give that at least a 0.5.
I mean, I love her as well, but I'll combine her with MJF, then probably like 1.1 out of 10.
Hang on. The exploding super kick.
Bro, the exploding should be like a -100, bro. Should be a minus. Oh, man. I wish the super kick didn't work. I wish it didn't explode. Sprinklers come out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It looks so good, right? That it should have just ended the match. Like, that's it. Bang! Finish. Boom. Holy shit, you killed him. Pin him.
Yeah. Can you imagine if they stayed in the ring, they stared at each other, they do the Paul Heyman look of horror, like,
yeah. Like,
you just kill this guy.
Yeah.
You kill this guy, and then like everyone went silent, and then they pin it. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Then the whole storyline coming out of it is, have they gone too far with the violence?
Bro, we just made sense of this whole thing. But no! Wait, hang on. Super kick some more.
Bro, we spent a good... We're supposed to end at 2 o'clock, right? We spent a good 1 hour talking about title. Oh my god, my bro.
So 1 hour for each show is fair. See, we fair for each show. Okay. That only means that we need to get back to our regular lives. So, as always, we say thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for putting up with the audio issues as well.
Thank you so much. Before one last thing, bro. I got a DM recently. If you can do me a favor and check on your Kick to the Gut site from your end, somebody from Vietnam Pro Wrestling sent us good boys in Kick to the Gut a message, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, very random. But they basically complimented, like, how what we're doing to elevate the Southeast Asian scene.
Right.
And I think they saw our stories on SPW and they said that, oh, by the way, we have a couple of Singapore wrestlers performing this weekend at their show all the way in Ho Chi Minh, bro.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
So
is it time for us to take a road trip to Ho Chi Minh City?
I wish we could just drop everything and take a flight there, lah. But I guess we still have life, lah.
Yeah, we do. But shout out to, was it Vietnam Pro Wrestling, is it?
Yes. So they sent me like an Instagram reel of like some of the Singapore wrestlers that is going to be there, cutting a promo. I think it's somewhere on their Instagram page. And they were wondering whether like we could like talk about their promotion for like a good 1-2 minutes. So I just thought as a courtesy, maybe we could share that reel. So probably, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll share that reel on our Instagram page as well, so go check them out. Regional wrestling is definitely heating up. I mean, there's just so much good stuff. As much as we shit on like the North American stuff like AEW, WWE, whatever, right? Like at least like, I talked about how like I went to Grapple Max, you went to SPW, and we had fun. At the end of the day, it's about
it's important as well.
Yeah, going and watching a show live. And if you are in Vietnam for whatever reason, or maybe, maybe we have some listeners in Vietnam as well. So go and watch some local wrestling.
Technically, we do lah, because this person is from Vietnam and she reached out. He or she reached out.
Exactly. Okay, hey, bro, don't forget, at one point, we were the #1 wrestling podcast in Cambodia. Okay, so you never know, bro. You never know.
I'm pretty sure that one boy is that person from Grapple Bags lah that become a wrestler. What's his name? Ban.
Ban. Yeah, he's the one Cambodian. He's like, #1. Yeah, okay.
Okay, bro. Quick one. So this was the message, right? At 8 p.m. Singapore time on Saturday, June 3rd at the VAIB studio in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam Pro Wrestling will present, get this, bro, Ultimate Collision, bro. They're going to fight AEW head-to-head with this name.
Nice.
a wrestling event so big that we are dubbing it Vietnam's version of WrestleMania, bro. It's a
Wow.
big deal, bro. Big deal. Ultimate Collision will be a wild night of pro wrestling that will feature all of Vietnam Pro Wrestling's biggest stars, and all-star lineup, international wrestlers, including Sunny from Setup Pro Wrestling. Remember Sunny, our bet company guy?
Yeah.
The UK's British horror. I'm not sure who he is, but sounds interesting. And from Singapore's Ring of Rebirth. What coincidence that I wore this t-shirt, by the way.
Yeah.
Eurasian Dragon, Big Good Jack, and the director of Discipline, Sodic. Sodic will be going.
Wait. Is he reffing or is he wrestling?
No, I think he's reffing. Shout out to him. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Just a quick rundown of the card. Very interesting. 2 championship matches. We have a hair versus hair match. The loser must cut his hair off.
Okay.
The Mekong Mayhem Trios match, bro.
The Mekong, isn't that a river in Vietnam? The Mekong River?
Yeah, Mekong River, bro. So I don't know whether the loser will have to be thrown into the Mekong River, but that sounds very interesting. Yeah, the Devil's Playground street fight match and so much more.
Bruh.
Big Good Jack and Eurasian Dragon will be facing the VPW Tag Team Champions, the Classic Night. Okay. So our boys are challenging for the Vietnam Tag Team title. So we will send you guys a link. They say they encourage all fans to watch their live stream on their Facebook page at facebook.com/Vietnam Pro Wrestling. Yeah.
Very nice. We'll share the link on our Discord and on our Instagram as well, so y'all can go check out. Shout out once again to Vietnam Pro Wrestling. Like I said, so much wrestling, so much local wrestling to enjoy as well. It's a good time, bro, to be a fan. Kind of.
Yeah, I think probably this week we'll need to like cool down for a bit. But you know, the news cycle never ends. We shall see what stories bring us next week on next week's episode. Yeah,
absolutely. And hopefully next week we won't have any more technical issues. As much as I want to be like, okay, bro, I'm going to try to fix this.
You're just gonna buy it, right?
No, it's not. No, I cannot, bro. I spent too much money already, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I just have to cross my fingers and pray to the tech gods. But okay, guys, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you for spending your Tuesday afternoon with us. It's time for us to get back to our lives. So, as usual, head on over to the description to see the Discord link as well as the Patreon link. And if you're listening to the podcast as well, we thank you so much for, spending your time with us talking about wrestling. As always, it's Mr. Young.
And it's Foreign in the building, guys. Take care.
Let me see you try.